Liquid got knocked down, and now they're matched up against BB Team. Some old rivals here. You've got Pure versus Nightfall. You know, we were talking to Liquid earlier today, and they had lots of praise to give for Nightfall's ideal Morphling performance. They said it 0 mistakes, absolute perfect gameplay from the very first game of today, and we're going to see whether or not Pure can match that. Seems like Moon Meander is confident that they will be able to do so.
I don't think I've ever seen Moon Meander not confident in his ideas.
That's true.
I think that just goes without saying here. Whether it'll pan out is yet to be determined. BB Team finding a lot of momentum in this lower bracket, seem to have hit their stride in this tournament eventually. Maybe there's just less pressure on them. I feel like a lot of these tournaments this year, they've gone in as, you know, maybe not favorites for the event, but kind of a guaranteed top 4 to 6. And here they struggled early, which meant they had to figure a lot of stuff out maybe sooner than they had to in some of those other events. Maybe it'll end up working better for them. Relieve some of the pressure, give them more time to figure the kinks out and get rolling here, which has been a big issue for the team, historically speaking. Still, they are building up something here, and it's cool to see. Seems like they're just getting better and better every series. So Tundra, you have to halt them in their path and regain your momentum as you fell into this lower bracket.
Are you suggesting that BB Team's winning strategy was to throw off expectations by losing so badly that nobody expected them to make it this far?
I'm not saying they planned it that way, but you have to use whatever gets thrown in your path, right? And if you're going to take benefit of it, you may as well use it to your advantage here.
Sure. This matchup is going to be super fun to watch. GPK Shadow Fiend, one of the best mids in the world on one of the most iconic mid heroes in the world that has been out of meta for a while.
Those are big
and it's good to see him back into play against Thompson, another iconic mid, playing, of course, a very unorthodox mid, as he is an unorthodox mid player, playing the mid Rubik that he said he thinks is very strong and has played it a couple times already. Though First Blood doesn't happen in mid, it happens in top, where save, and Miro just surround Whitemon, get a big stinger kill there.
Whitemon way out of position on that play, just gives away a freebie. I do think this is a lane Thompson should win early. He has significant base damage advantage here. You can fade bolt in for every range creep, get the bounce in the SF, and then be like plus 20, plus 30 with the extra amp coming in from the passive. Rubik is no joke of a laner. There's a reason Thompson wants it here.
Which is why you made such a big deal, right? Of any of the last hits GPK can get, especially these free
the early
denies.
ones are really big here. You know, he's getting some of these denies with 47 damage. That is... It goes a long way for this. Another range deny.
Another range creep deny. Man, he is killing it. Meanwhile, Pure is kind of lets in this 1v2 as Whitemon's trying to clear out the sentries that were placed down. Miro pops him. Did not expect the damage from the stinger. That is not ideal gameplay.
It reminds me of that Liquid game from yesterday where Tundra just got smacked on the lanes and could never recover. Are we going down a similar trajectory here? Where they're just sleepy to wake up for the day? I don't know.
Nine class, he's getting hit by the stomp, and you already have so many claws built up on that poor Marcy. What'd you make of the Marcy pick? I don't know where that Moon Meander analysis came out. They not worried about the SF because we have Marcy. And I was just like, huh?
I mean, Marcy does own this hero. If you get the BKB Basher, you just jump on him. Guarantee bash him up every time. It's the exact type of hero that owns Shadow Fiend.
Sure.
I can see that logic here.
But it's a support Marcy. What are the chances that your support Marcy is going to be able to, like, for a majority of the game, you will not have BKB Basher on this hero?
No. Still a physical damage hero, burst-oriented. It's still good. I mean, it's a gap closer, too. You can leap on the SF, toss him back in the middle of the fight. You're going to have Surge to play with. I think it is a good matchup for Marcy, but I agree it's not some end-all be-all. I think something like the Spear Breaker is way more reliable, not as item-dependent. Innately, your spells do a lot more work than the Marcy's will. And another big question mark is, you know, you have this Morphling Rubik duo that, in theory, you can double spell steal out from the Sand King here. That's one of the big ideas.
Yeah.
That has to pan out in the fights, though. Like, you don't get good spell steals between the Rubik Morphling against Lasso, Requiem, Earth Splitter, Burrow Strike, Sandstorm, whatever you want here. You lose a lot of firepower in this lineup. And there's not a lot for the Darkseer to play with. Like, Darkseer can back into some of these stolen spells. He can pump up the Marcy a bit. That's kind of it, though. Otherwise, you're just playing, you know, naked Darkseer Dota, which is still fine.
Yeah, the hero is still very successful for a reason.
So far, BB team should be pretty happy with these lanes. Thompson is winning mid by a decent margin, but that is to be expected. I mean, you're not going to out CS this Rubik with the extra buffs to the right click.
Yeah. Ramsey's just farming away, but so is the Ursa. Yeah, all things just seem pretty traded for BB team to their favor, I would say, outside of that mid matchup. I was very, I expected this duo from Tundra, by the way, but not per se against the Sand King, maybe against the Tiny, the Rubik Morphling. Basically, if you have an OP spell, we can throw that OP spell back at you twice. A Whitemon. Just so much damage from this Sand King. And
underestimated it.
Yeah, they were really underestimating this one, though. Jump forward. A little bit of damage there in Toronto Toki. Expected to toss back. Pure being left alone while his support is coming back alive. He's just, they don't run out of damage in this lane. The advantage of Bat Rider, Sand King. It's just constant oppression going into this top lane, going into a morph lane that usually will be able to shrug off a lot of aggression, because usually there's just a downtime to some of these spells, but Stinger and Sticky Napalm, they don't really stop. They don't really wait for anybody. Vacuum back in. Toronto Tokyo will end up getting burned down, and with the Surge, they're going to try and go for Nightfall as well. Nightfall with a Fairy Fire is hoping the tower will protect him. De-aggro. 9 class gets rid of that, takes another shot or two, but will survive, barely.
Well, nice action on both side lanes for these offlaners, at least. They are very happy with their situation. Pure is definitely not happy about his situation on the morph lane here. Not going to be a fun game for him. He has a lot to battle up against too. ET decimates this hero. Shadowfiend has a good matchup. The Ursa is a very good matchup as the game scales. He might just get lassoed at the start of a fight. Does not look like a fun morph lane game to me. And he is behind off the laning phase, and he's just going to get left alone here as Whitemon tries to make moves around the map.
Popping after him
to punish the Ursa to the same degree.
Oh, nice stop. Well-positioned Spirit from Toronto Tokyo to dissuade some of that aggression. Gets Nightfall, one of the Lotuses, which definitely needed.
Happy to get the Lotuses against the Dark tier lane. Not happy
Thompson
to get ganked
from
by
behind, though, is coming in with the Raise and the Fate Bolt. That'll blow up the Ursa very easily. Meanwhile, Pure morphs to Strength, and Thompson's going to TP up here now. So after TPing, or excuse me, rotating bottom, TP's top, steals Burrow Strike. Not a bad spell, though obviously going to be very low level with the way that offlane Sand King is played. Preference in maxing out Stinger while GPK takes over the mid lane. Whitemon tries to grab some of the experience here. GPK punishes him.
This Chen he has absolutely no game right now. He is just feeding around the map, and that is a bad place for Chen to be. We saw this yesterday when the Chen has a rough early game. It slows down everything you want to do as a lineup. I think you can usually have one death with this hero, but past that, it really debilitates your timings on the drum or the mech, whatever you want to go to. Plus, the level 5 and 7 are really important on this hero to get the higher level creeps and all that going, and more of them.
I like this, though. I think he just moves into this jungle, honestly, and just starts playing with this Darkseer lane and starts farming up over here. They're going to get the pick off on Toronto Tokyo rather easily, and Nightfall will be shoved into the jungle.
That's what you want more of if you're Thunder. Just ramp this game up, get it out of control, run around with the Rubik. Rubik's incredibly strong at this period of the game. He might be one of the strongest team fighters this early on. You have to get value out of that. You can't just sit back and farm. The Morphling can take some abuse up here. I mean, this is not fun for Pure.
Yeah, they are definitely selling him out. Of all the cores, he is the person who is struggling the most.
He just has nothing going for him. At this point, you just go jungle and hope the team can create some pressure elsewhere to relieve it.
Power Rune is a regen for GPK, and he'll head to the jungle with that. So he's got some small stacks to clear through. Thompson will keep the pressure on mid by Fate Bolting, clearing the wave pretty quickly.
Problem is Rubik doesn't hit towers, so BB team are okay kind of just jungling with some of these heroes and ignoring him when he has good spells or he has a power rune or something. And what does Thompson really do on the map?
Yeah, he was supposed to dominate mid, and then Chen comes in and takes that tower for him, right? That would have been the ideal gameplay.
Ideal, for sure.
Yeah.
Instead, you're kind of just stealing some SF spells, get this bottom tower as a function of the Darkseer. The real question is, what can you do around this mid lane versus the Shadow Fiend?
Going
Love
for
to
it.
get a kill.
9 class, long range initiation. GPK tries to get off the Requiem, tries again after the telekinesis, gets it off, double wreck, but it's not enough to be able to kill anything.
Yeah, not doing a lot of damage at this point in the game, and Thompson still got Fairy Fire, full wand up. Got a lot of HP to work with. Another misstep here in the early game as GPK just up in no man's land versus a Rubik that is gonna love to get on top of him every time.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was trying to like cut the wave and play towards that top area away from the Rubik, but that Marcy counter came into play. Just such long range initiation.
Here even getting some recovery time here, not contested on the little stacks. Pushes him almost up to level 7. Tundra recovered this early game nicely, now in a pretty solid spot. Darkseer is the strongest aura in the game. They can group up with Darkseer, Chen, Marcy, and push this mid tier 1 if they want to backstab it. Fight around the Rubik. And Boots of Travel already up for Thompson.
It is particularly impressive how much punishment here took and was still able to get here. And with the ultimate up on 9 class, he's going to go for another kill on the Nightfall. The Ion Shell makes it easy. Burrow Strike comes in underneath the tier 2, but Thompson might be tanky enough to survive through this one. Epicenter, but they've already woken up and are running away outside of the range of the slow. Oh, he went back in. 9 class. Oh, that's a crazy move. He hits a big 3-man stun. The Ion Shell is doing a lot here with the wall. Both of them are going to die, but the rest of Tundra are a bit too slow to capitalize on all of these low heroes.
Yeah, they were backing out. I think if the team just committed with that re-go, the Rubik might clean up 1 or 2 more there.
Oh yeah, if they coordinated that, they smashed BB Team, but not on the same page at all.
Also just missing the channel. Hand to God would have done some work there. Might have let the Marcy clean up on her own.
True.
GPK takes advantage of the downtime, gets an amp damage room. Very nice room for him. And Pure will match him in that mid lane to defend the tower while Tundra made that move. I like the early Boots of Travel on the Rubik. Especially when you have something like Chen, can basically be in every play this Darkseer Marcy make, can be in every push that Chen commits to, can clean up some of the lanes that the other heroes don't want to be at. Thompson should be very farm this game.
Stack, stack, stack. BB Team, you kind of need that recovery. Got to make sure GPK stays ahead, but then they've got a Sand King and an Ursa who all want to be able to farm.
He already has Blink on this SF. You can smoke and look for some plays. You have this Stomp into Requiem combo. You have a lot of magic damage to throw into the Spirit. Toronto Tokyo's spells are going to be very nice this game for BB Team. You can get the levels to back them up.
Amp damage wears out, and too many heroes swarm the mid lane from Tundra.
An inevitable move. Not much you can do against this unless you're willing to rotate the Sand King preemptively to just kind of sit here and defend the move. And you're probably not going to feel great about it as the Blink gets finished up. So maybe if you had that for that fight, you would have taken it, but a little too slow here. Tundra gets the better of it, and we'll go back to stack in the jungle.
We're going to get to Greaves on Darkseer, Drums on Chen, so I'm guessing Ramses is going to go pipe after that. Greaves then?
Very good pipe game. I mean, every game's a good pipe game.
Yeah.
Not much left to say about that item at this point in the tournament. I do like the Batrider pick from a standpoint of, if you're thinking about the meta evolving into these very fast-paced games where teams are willing to group very early, Batrider can be obnoxious for those kind of lineups in certain areas. He's a very good split pusher, kind of hard to catch. Things like this really slow your game down, right? You're spending time chasing this guy while he's farming. It's just obnoxious. And then he gets a blink and he can pull somebody away from the auras or displace a hero. Yeah, I like those aspects about the hero. I don't know how good he is on his own, just as Batrider, but conceptually the idea, I think, can be good. Save will eventually get caught there, and his killing streak has ended off that strong laning phase. So BB Team have the blinks on the cores, but haven't really made a good move with it. This tier 1 tower mid is also just sitting at like 200 HP. Feels like you just commit for it off some smoke, like put GPK in the lane, let him push it in, start hitting this, smoke around the tower. If Tundra show heroes there, you just get the fight you won.
Talking to the Batrider made me reminisce a bit about the Liquid Gaming Gladiator matchups. And there was definitely that period of time where 4-position Batrider
was very good.
Heavily in that window. So if those guys are back into play with kind of the same strategies that they're good with before, it makes sense that at least conceptually, maybe some of the same heroes from before also going to be an answer to it. The smoke breaks. And neither Tundra nor BB team immediately want to take that initiation. Not sure about it. Missing the wall. Tundra.
I cannot believe he did not get burrow struck there.
Yeah.
Like, that's a Chen. That's such a juicy target.
Nice deny of the Invis rune. Nero very hesitant in taking that fight.
Doesn't feel good for BB team. Invested a decent amount into these early blink daggers to let you try and make plays, and you're finding nothing with it. You're not getting objectives done. And the whole time all this is happening, the Morphling's just free farming. Never even took this safe lane tower away from Tundra. So Pure has been farming pretty far up in the lane, feeling pretty safe. Rotations can come in and help him. Again, this tower is also around 200 HP. I feel like you're just smoking to these tier 1s, getting them off the map. And then even if Tundra don't fight you, you're getting something here if you're BB team with these blinks. So this felt very passive from them.
Yeah, they literally, that 200 HP tower is gonna die to a creep wave at this point. Like,
maybe they're just super confident in their Ursa scale, but then why go early blinks? You can just go other items on these cores and farm up, right?
Yeah, sure. I mean, at least like the Sand King could have played a bit more scale and shove in that top lane. Burrow Strike back, but he's going to be pulled back into something. And it's going to be Burrow Strike stolen from Thompson that delivers the final blow. Battle Fury's now up for the Ursa, though. They look to run him out of the triangle. He's already moved on, but
Thompson's looking. Won't find anything here, but he's looking.
That's okay.
Go this Ags early here. Just look for the double spell steal. I think it'd be cool if he ended up with some Bloodstone as well. You just get Omega AoE on some of these spells that are stolen. And you got to remember this Burrow Strike does get an AoE increase as well on the width.
Sure.
Which is, it's kind of nasty like later in the game. It's really hard to dodge the spell on multiple heroes. Kind of guaranteed 2 or 3 man strikes with it.
I'm not opposed to it. I mean, if you already have the AoE facet, some sort of like 3rd or 4th item.
He could go the Forbidden Ruby.
Are you going to say Meteor Hammer?
I mean, that Meteor Hammer gets real big. That's all I'm saying. It's extra right-click damage.
Yeah, you already has stolen Burrow Strike to combo
Meteor Hammer Butterfly. It's the future. I'm telling you.
Meteor Hammer Butterfly?
You start hitting real hard.
What? Got off the Enrage. Nightfall shrugs off the damage. They do get TP rotations out of BB team.
Look, just imagine your Nightfall, right? You jump in this fight, you find a Rubik, you Fury Swipe, hit him 8 times in a row. In your mind, he's already dead. But no, he had 40% evasion with Butterfly plus Elven Tunic. Oh no, what can I do? Suddenly you get hammered, and he right-clicks you for 200 a pop with massive attack speed.
Oh, okay. This is your dumbest theory craft yet. That's saying something.
Everybody says things are dumb in Dota until somebody does it.
So we have invested
the D-Ward.
We have invested 6,600 gold in Blink Daggers on BB team that I have not seen them use a single one.
This is not paying off at all. This is not what they want out of this game. The net worths are okay, but it could have been a lot better here.
I feel like they're mostly okay because Tundra just seem to ball around with 3 heroes at all times.
Yeah, they're not finding much of anything either.
Yeah,
but they don't have great initiation. It feels harder for them. Their lineup kind of functions by the Chen Darkseer being strong and you can push objectives, make BB team fight you, which they did with the tier 1s. But outside of that, I mean, the Chen just had such a horrendous early game as well. Whitemon has been forced to kind of recover his farm.
Oh, the bait comes in and it works a beauty. BB team just picked up their BKB on GPK and they just wait for Tundra to fall into their trap.
And I wonder if this game was so slow and boring for Thompson that bait was just too juicy.
Yeah, he snapped. He's like, I gotta kill something. I like kill these creeps. Dive past the river to kill a creep.
I feel for him there, man. You know, he just wants to fight. He's just playing mid Rubik. He just wants to fight some heroes. He hasn't seen an enemy hero in 6 minutes. Fine, I'll kill this wave. And then they're just sitting there baiting it. That's one of those plays. Come on, man. You've been hitting creeps the whole game. You're just sitting there on that wave. The one time I go in and use a spell?
Yeah, the one wave that's just right in front of your tier 2 mid-tower. How could anybody be there? It's a great question. BB teams, maybe that's their whole play here. They're just like, we just bore Thompson to death.
It's not, I mean,
the man can't handle it.
I'll tell you one thing, when it's a mid Rubik, it's not a bad strat, because this hero does not scale nearly as hard as almost any other mid in the current meta.
No, that is absolutely true.
Like, you have to really execute well down the stretch to find...
Z, Thompson's right back into it, just trying to take something. They don't actually complete the epicenter, and a jump onto the SF without the BKB is going to delay some of this damage. Miro still gets off the epicenter, though the surge gets Thompson back. He steals epicenter himself. Vacuum back in, telekinesis, stolen burrow strike, or actually a Mort's burrow strike. Got to keep track of which spells are which here. But they still manage to get the lasso. And second go on to Thompson. This time the BKB is up for GPK so they can commit to killing Thompson. Tundra will retreat off of that. A 2-for-1.
Death for this Rubik, however. Not the type of snowball action you're looking for with this pretty snowball reliant mid. And GPK continues to reap the rewards here as he just claims some more souls. In fact, what is he up to? It's only 21, so he doesn't have an insane amount of bonus souls here, but Yasha on board. Going into that Kaya Yasha, I like it. Don't need much more this game. I actually wouldn't even mind him going for more of like a right-click build as this game progresses. Because you're going to chunk this Rubik.
Yeah, but I mean, when was the last time we saw a right-click SF build?
The thing is, I just don't like these SF builds that end up with double, they're just all in on double Requiem. I feel like rarely impress me.
Well,
maybe I'm just a cynic. I don't know.
It's because we were watching Extreme.
Yeah, that's fair. They were not impressive. Nice little Roche. This is where the Chen Darkseer thrive. Put an Aegis on Pure or Thompson here, but I feel like Thompson can take it.
Yeah, Thompson needs it. This
is going Octarine, by the looks of it. You get to like Octarine, Bloodstone, Lincolns, you're pretty annoying. I don't know how much damage you're actually doing, but you're annoying. I know how much damage GPK is doing right now, and it's a lot, so they're going to smoke with him. Look for a quick lasso pickup. You want to use this Bat Rider ult off cooldown every time you can. And they'll snag a little freebie. More souls for the Fiend.
Such a classic combination. Lasso pull back into triple Requiem. Or triple raise, rather.
I mean, this is how BB are going to play the map. Like, you're going to have Sand King, Ursa pushing in the waves. SF's going to show occasionally. And then you're going to get this 2 or 3 man smoke with the ET Bat plus a core that is just a guaranteed kill on anybody you find with lasso. You're just going to bleed heroes on the map if you're Tundra, if you're not willing to group up and either push or smoke and try and take a fight, or just very disciplined on who's getting these lanes out. And I don't know, this Ursa, I feel like this is a pretty good Ursa game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at Toronto Tokyo. He's trying to build up an Aghanim Scepter that... BB team, yeah, maybe the Blink Daggers didn't work for them, but...
They're scaling now.
Yeah, they're scaling up now, and Tundra also couldn't really... They haven't been able to really take over the game, so...
Also, their team fight is... Like, there are glimmers of what their Wombo combo team fight can look like, but again, it's super dependent on the spell steals. So what happens if you go in a fight and, like, the Sand King's not really in the fight at the start or something, right?
Yeah.
If it's just an SF with a lasso going out, like, what are you stealing there to kind of build your momentum in that type of exchange? I don't see it. I think the Ursa and the SF are just going to eat you alive. You have to commit the Morphling at that point.
Yeah, like your Morphling needs to commit, but it's hard to commit into Ursa Elder Titan, right? Because
yes,
Elder Titan is such a hard counter to Morphling.
Especially if he gets Ags. He's just going to run in and start punching.
Yeah.
I like what BB team are building up here. They got 4 staff on save, so that lasso threat's bigger. Ags is almost done. That Yasha Kaya is done. The Bloodstone was finished for the Sand King, so Nero's also just going to be scaling here from here on out. He gets the Shivas, basically have a mid Sand King at that point.
Tundra showing again on the mid wave, right in front of the tier 2. Don't get caught by a lasso this time, but
they're just smoking into the Aegis. No cares. They have their BKBs. long wrap around.
Oh, yeah. They're going to go all the way up the side of the map here.
It's a big committal. Takes a lot of time to do this.
Radiant are scanning.
Seems like they think Tundra are farming more aggressively than they actually are. Tundra just playing ultra safe right now.
Yeah, they're playing around the triangle ward and this mid wave.
Smoke for the ancient camp. Nightfall needed the security.
He did not get out of the ancient camp in time for it to respawn.
Those lizards got ganked, though.
They did. They didn't see it coming.
Radiant's middle tower.
Tundra not using the Aegis to push a tower has confused BB Team.
This is why you go the Meteor Hammer build, Austin. He could have been hammering mid this entire time and then gotten lassoed and instant died.
I was just about to say, that sounds like a great setup for lasso.
But this is the downside of the mid Rubik. You get stuck in games like this. This hero can't force the action. He's not an initiator. His damage is relying on finding specific enemy heroes. Like, you put an Aegis on him. What happens when you put the Aegis on him and BB Team just farm for 5 minutes? Well, I'll tell you nothing, because that's what happened, nothing. And now Thompson's extra sad.
Well, it's been 4 minutes. We still have 1 more minute left of Aegis.
I mean, he's not doing anything with this, I'll tell you that much. Maybe he dies to this mud golem. That would be the most exciting thing that would happen for this Aegis. You know what I think? I think if you take an Aegis and you take 0 damage from an enemy hero for the full 5 minutes of that Aegis, and it expires, that you have to pay it back to Roshan. Like, you owe him like 500 gold.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you just died.
I'm fine with that, too. There's some incentive to be aggressive.
It just consumes you.
Nah, BB Team. They are just farming, man. Working towards the Ursa Basher. All the other utility.
I'm going to look at the bright side of this and say this is really exciting because it means we're going to see a late game Rubik. This game's going, 45, 50, 55 minutes, and we're going to see some cool Aghanim Scepter Rubik steals. So, we're in a bit of a lull right now, but think of the payoff later, Avery.
Well, I'm telling you, he should be building Spelling, because then he gets the extra base damage, and then he could steal Overpower. And then his options open up. You can sidekick him with the Marcy.
Yeah. He can go back for this. Does Rubik he doesn't have a damage talent anymore. Man.
Well, his damage talent is in the Arcane Supremacy now, effectively.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Also gets tankier. Should not ignore the extra magic resist on this hero. Which is significant this game. Though I think it gets removed from Meteor, so...
Oh, does it?
Yeah, because it counts as base.
Oh, that's nasty.
Octarine done. Now he can steal those spells he hasn't been stealing fast.
It's been like 5 minutes since he stole a spell. He's going to cast Fade Bolt more often on neutral creeps.
Well, that's a beautiful tip right there. Oh, it's a misclick. I thought that was a beautiful.
Craft that tip out.
That was a beautiful Psyops tip, Like, I haven't seen you in a while there, Thompson. Getting angsty in this game. That's what I thought that tip was. Now I'm just disappointed.
Maybe it was a double Psyops.
That's true.
It was a Psyops, and then him saying it was a misclick was the double part of the Psyops. Watch that tip again.
Oh yeah, this is nasty right here.
Boom!
Look at Thompson's reaction. Look at his reaction.
Yeah, dude. Stone face, no reaction. Wait, a jump, a fight! Ramses is dead. A Requiem to the face will take him off the face of the earth.
All right, back farming for another 5 minutes.
Bye. Man, Dota really is the best esport.
Sometimes you gotta play out these grinding games. Kill by kill, you gotta build the brick house.
Dude, I know those Counter-Strike talent are watching this game right now. They are jealous of what's going on here.
It's just because these two teams know each other so well.
Right, yeah.
They're ex-teammates.
Yeah, of course.
There's a lot of respect.
Former BB team pure.
exactly. He's sitting there like, guys, we gotta respect what these guys are bringing to the table.
Yeah, what we don't understand, what we don't see on screen is the 5D chess game that is being played back and forth between Nightfall and Pure in their heads.
Pure mind games. Thompson slowly turning into Shadow Fiend. Decided that that hero sounds like not a meme anymore. Sounds more fun to play.
It's like
there's something weird about that, right?
Talents.
That he said Shadow Fiend's a meme, but then he picks Rubik just to become Shadow Fiend. Like, aren't you the meme then? At what point?
I have become meme.
Yeah, at what point does the man stop and the meme begin? I don't know, man. Thompson breaking new ground. Maybe he just likes that the raises are green. You know, it's like, oh, I'm way cooler than this guy.
Yeah.
His raises are lame. Yo, Pure, check out my raises, bro.
Let me see your raises. Turn into the SF. I mean, together they could quintuple raise somebody, right? Wait, is it possible for those races to stack?
I think, yeah. It's just a raise
my
stack,
God.
I think. Oh, we got a fight.
Night Class walks into a ward, immediately gets ganked by the Ursa, somehow manages to hop away. They're going to chase after GPK. He still can't get it, but there it is. Okay, now they got to grab onto the Morphling, and he gets 100-0'd as well. Nobody seems to be able to survive through these Requiem so far, and a nice Burrow Strike from Nero to follow it up, hitting onto 2. Tundra are getting demolished now. Ramses goes for a desperate TP away. Maybe not so desperate. He makes it out. There's no stuns and not fast enough damage. Despite the initiation starting off on the Marcy, and it didn't even work. Tundra still found like 0 ground in that fight.
I just feel like it's hard for them to execute these team fights. Like, they need so much to go right. You need a big back wall at some point with the SF Illusion. You need to find the spell steals on the Sand King. You need to kind of dodge the lasso and the stomp, which you don't have good answers to right now because neither of your supports really debilitate the backline here from BB team. And then at some point you have to deal with this Ursa as well, who's guaranteed going to get everything off. You have no initiation to stop that. It's just really hard to see pathways to victory here in these later fights for Tundra. I feel like BB team just ball around the SK and you go into them and, okay, they're going to pop BKBs on their cores, throw out all their spells, and what are you doing against it? You have to be able to kite that somehow. Like, go in, bait out some of these initial spells and BKBs from BB team, reset, and then take the second fight if you're Tundra. But Marcy's a committal hero. Chen's not very mobile. Very tough position, honestly.
And Bat Rider is sort of anti that.
Yeah,
right?
he's always going to find
He's
something.
going to force the fight on you, and you won't be able to just disengage so easily. At least not until you get a bunch of Lincolns and Lotus Orbs or whatever. Don't forget the banner, gentlemen.
Hey, guys, banner.
Banner.
They don't need it. They're just going to farm for it. Well, you don't need banner for neutral groups.
That's true.
No, seriously, guys, there's a banner in the pit. No, really, like, good joke, guys.
If we scream banner loud enough, they might be able to hear us.
You can go down to the stage and tell them.
we might have some time to kill, yeah.
I feel like Tundra just missed their window in this game. That's how I feel. I mean, maybe there's some secret late game tech that's going to come out.
Yeah, they have some late game time. I mean, they need BKB. Once they have BKB on the Morphling,
He's going to get bashed, overpowered, killed by Ursa?
okay, yes, but he won't die as quickly because he'll be able to ignore the Elder Titan debuff. So he'll still have armor.
That is nice. That's nice for sure. I think maybe the real X factor here is the Marcy. Like, if you can get the BKB basher on Marcy, I can start to see some glimmers of hope in that fight. Because then maybe 9 class goes in BKB, ult, just start bashing up this SF or Sand King and burst them down. That can create an opening. That part I believe in.
Well, he's not the only support who's trying to scale up in this game. Aghanim Scepter on Elder Titan.
It's nice this game. He's just not a target that Tundra can commit a lot to. He's going to be a big damage threat. Big problem for Pure outside the BKB.
Yeah, easier for him to be in close proximity to Pure to get that physical damage reduction in the first place, right?
And the BKB is now on the Bat Rider as well, so both these supports a lot harder to bring down with the magic damage. Thompson's options are dwindling quite fast here. Not only do you have very limited spells to steal that have large impact in the fight, but a lot of these heroes are just building up debuff immunity or tankiness. You don't have the Ag's Requiem online as well. Aegis for the Ursa, backpack BKB, so he's going to have 2 lives here where you don't really want to go on him.
Dire's top
BKBs all around, boys. BKB for the Morphling and the Darkseer, and Thompson's Rubik is also trying to build it.
Hey, that banner in the pit disappeared.
Oh, yeah, where'd it go?
No, I'm just kidding. It's still there. I made you look, though. I was hoping I would get production without.
Yeah.
Oh, amp damage Shadow Fiend just for the fight.
Oh, Miro's in a great position to be able to completely ruin this smoke play from Tundra as they stumble into BB team. Pure push forward there. Now gets lassoed. He's surrounded, man.
Nothing done.
This is just terrible. Thompson actually hitting some raises here to get some kills. Gets a double. You can't stop the big threat of all these beefy boys. The 3 of them just melee ramming into hero after hero. They took down the Rubik. Now they'll run down the Darkseer underneath the tier 3s. You got the SF, you got the Bat Rider, but then you had nothing left.
tower has fallen.
Wait, how did he get so many raises on?
He's got Octarine.
He got 6 raises off? He hit 6 raises on the SF and dealt 2,000 damage.
He did 7,000 damage.
That sounds really fast. I would like to see a replay of that if we have it, but either way, it's still a 1 team fight for BB team. Still at the Aegis on this Ursa. Despite the cool plays from Thompson to take out his enemy mid laner, Pure just got nothing off, nothing done there. He was chain controlled from the start of that fight to the end.
Yeah,
Tokyo, he was just bashing skulls.
he waveformed in and then got hit by the Requiem Fear, I believe, and just never got off his BKB.
Yeah, I mean, he has Lincoln's BKB and this Morph got nothing off. That is a death sentence for Tundra in the fight. Quick replay of this.
So they break the Lincolns, hit him with Burrow, then he gets hit by Requiem. Man, it perfectly chained it. And then he gets lassoed. Here comes Thompson.
Yeah, like what just happened?
I
don't understand what I just saw.
Wait, was he able to just spam it? I don't.
Is there
okay.
What?
Vacuum wall. And lasso does manage to grab the Rubik. Doesn't last for long, though. And he's actually getting a surge away. This is not looking as good for BB team, though they're still on top of the Morphling with the stacks building up on Nightfall. Pure needs to be able to hop down to the river, and he finds an amp damage there. Well, that's quite convenient. Nightfall's still going to chase after him. Meanwhile, it looks like Miro is chasing after the rest of them with his Sand King. Pure is making a run for it into the trees and trying to morph agility, then morph back to strength for some more HP's hidden away. 30 seconds and he has no TP. Did Pure just stay alive?
I'll take your tribute.
That was a buyback from Toronto Tokyo. They got the buyback out of the Rubik too. It really hurts Thompson here, but Pure will survive through all of this. Wait for his TP to come up unless Toronto Tokyo magically runs into him.
Dire are scanning.
No caster curse today.
He's gonna peek out. Oh no! Oh no! Get stomped.
Oh.
And now he's getting Requiem. All of that for nothing.
Why? Why did you leave the trees?
Why did you go into the Watcher? It's in the name. That's all they do. They only watch.
Dude, Toronto Tokyo has been messing Tundra up in these fights.
Oh yeah, I saw him and Miro just charging into Tundra, and it was not pretty.
He like two-shot Thompson. And like bonus 250 damage just runs in chunks this Rubik. No bonus armor for Thompson available, so it's just all pure I mean, mostly pure damage. He has Craggy Coat, I guess. A little something. BB team in full control of this game. And the fights have been a big problem for Tundra. Have not been able to find their footing in the 5-on-5.
Well, upside for Tundra in this situation is I do think high ground fights are a lot more advantageous for them just because it puts the Rubik in a position to steal spells and spam them out a lot easier. Because he has just been run over by so many heroes in these fights. And BB team will respect that fact as the Morphling is coming back alive.
I'm gonna be honest, I still don't understand what happened in this fight where the Rubik killed SF.
I'm still thinking about it too, man. It's living.
What happened?
I'm living inside my head.
I just want to see this replay again or something. Like, I don't understand. I see him steal Raze. I see him walk up Fable, raise this SF. The death thing says he got 6 raises on him. I don't know how that's possible.
And he was doing some weird jittering, like he it literally looked like he was just spamming
here,
2 spells back and forth.
I'm only watching GBK.
So he steals.
What is he? He steals a Raze.
Sandstorm.
Yeah, he's Sandstorm and he has a Raze.
And he's coming forward. Like, what is that?
What happened?
Raze.
Yeah, how did he just, like... It doesn't even make any sense. What? He didn't have, like, 3 refresher shards or something. I'm missing something, dude. The first time in my life, I'm fully willing to admit it's probably something stupid and simple, but I am missing it completely.
I mean, it's just Octarine, bro.
Octarine makes Raze 0-second cooldown?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he just had...
Minus 25% CD. Did he have an Arcane rune on top of that?
Maybe he had Arcane? I mean, this Raze should be like 3-second cooldown or something, but...
Yeah, not 0.1 second cooldown.
Yeah, there's no way he gets 6 off there. I don't know. If you had Arcane, it's pretty low. You're down to like maybe 2 seconds. I could see you get 4 or 5 off.
Mass rotation to the bottom side of the map because BB Teamer wanted to take Roche.
Whatever, I'll watch the replay after this game. We'll do some dissection. Meanwhile, Tundra relegated to their base for quite some time. Can you
surely
test? I think you give up this Roche, it's looking hot.
I mean, even if you are giving up the Roche, surely you at least are wanting to push out the map and get some farm.
They have the pipe on the Chen, and they have double BKB between Darkseer and the Morphling. So if they just go in the fight, popple that, triple BKB with the Marcies, you have some time there to get something done. Try and bring down these cores. Buybacks are only available for the Ursa.
They tagged him. They know where they're at. 9 class. He knows he's been revealed by walking into the Spirit, so he just takes the D ward while he can.
Wind Waker for the Sand King is quite good here.
And BB Team are going to force Tundra into doing something here because the Ursa can solo this very quickly. Found a courier. Okay.
You mess that courier up. I don't, again, like, who starts these fights for Tundra?
They're just going to get this Roshan for free. Tundra not willing to approach this high ground that Sand King is sitting on. Cannot get to the corner of the map.
Just have to TP out with everybody. There's just no initiator in this lineup.
And not everybody's going to make it out alive.
Can BKB TP?
Well, we could have, but not anymore.
Well, that is buyback available for the Darkseer if BB Team commit to the push here. They have Lasso up again in 35 seconds. When the spell is level 3, it is bonkers.
Yeah.
This is exactly how they like to play with the Batrider. Lasso somebody, kill him, reset. Lasso somebody, kill him, reset. Nightfall took the banner this time. Hey, they actually got the banner. Yeah, they have 2 now.
Nice.
Next level plays.
Sage's going to slip up the side here. Doesn't have Lasso yet, though.
Cannot play without frames easier. Absolutely no way.
Miro's going to take the first jump, though, and take out the Marcy. Nightfall should be able to follow this up. They have no saves or anything to be able to stop this, especially with a good stomp onto the board flank. Delays any real plays. The Wind Waker Sand King is going to get burrow struck. Nightfall's going to work, though. Jeez, he just 100 to 0 pure. He just got the bash at the right time and took him out. There's no buyback there. The game's done. It's over, man. It's over.
There's no way you're winning this late game without a super.
What the panel was laying down on Tundra's draft, they were putting the hurting on these boys.
No faith in the Thompson Rubik, I guess. I mean, I have faith. I have faith. He had the machine gun
we have more
raises.
faith after the miracle of his raise spam was explained.
Yes, benefit of the SF shard. So basically you get those cooldowns down to under 1 second, close to 0 if you can land them on multiple heroes.
Yeah, if you hit 3 heroes, it's no cooldown.
So that pick made a lot more sense if he was actually going for that as a counter pick, laying down the heat. This game, We got to look at the spell steals here again.
You
Is it better than last time?
with honor.
I feel
You
like it
fought
is,
to
right? I mean,
die
you've got
with
Snapfire with multiple good spells you can steal. Puck has really good spells. Stolen Silence and Coil really do work against Puck. Even the Brewmaster here, you can steal the Brew ult. Cinder Brew, going to be nice. So I feel like there's a lot more to work with here for Thompson. Also, you know, you see all these spellcasters. These are the kind of lineups where I think Rubik can thrive because you get all that extra magic resist, and there's not a lot of physical to pump into the Rubik, whereas last time BB Team had multiple heroes that could do that in the SF and the Ursa. Here it's kind of just the Troll. So I think those elements are working in Thompson's favor, and I think the draft for Tundra as a whole scales a lot better than it did the previous game. Like, you're going to have some really farm Dragon Knight with Marcy and Venge buffs, and then Sven armor. Pure could become an absolute beast this game. So I like those elements that they went back for, and I think there's a lot more pressure on BB Team to perform well in this early mid-game and get the auras on the Brew and start taking down the Roshans.
Aren't they still outscaled, though? Like, they may scale better, but aren't they ultimately still going to have the same problem?
I don't necessarily think so. I think this Venge Marcy Dragon Knight can go a long way in this game.
Okay.
You can become a raid boss in some ways with just the amount of buffs you can pour into this DK, and that hero can be really obnoxious in the late game. He does a lot more damage now. He is a true hard carry. He can farm pretty fast with the cleave. I have some faith in it here. You also have the swap save for lassos, so the type of game we saw last time where BB Team were just playing around, you know, lasso somebody kill him, lasso somebody kill him, not as reliable against the Venge. They've addressed that a bit.
Yes, I think that part is really important for me anyway. I may not believe in the scaling of Tundra, I think, as much as you do, but I do think Tundra is way better set up to, if they feel, if they take an advantage, they can actually take towers with it, right? Whereas before, we were joking about the, like, Meteor Hammer Rubik, but there was a real problem where they just could not actually take objectives. Here, you've got a Dragon Knight that can hit the tower, and you've got a swap save if you try and lasso the Dragon Knight when he's hitting the tower. So, for me, it feels like a way more cut and dry in that Tundra can actually pressure objectives.
Yep, I would agree. The fights look more straightforward too. Initiation was a huge problem for Tundra last game. They have, you know, a bit more reliable, I guess, with DK to maybe get a Blink or Silver Edge, and then you have Avenge Swap to play around with. So hopefully the fight should be a bit easier to enter for them. They want to try and turn this series around before they get eliminated here, as they are on the brink. And you know, if they lose this game, oh man, it's just going to be, why draft weird hero for Thompson every time?
Yeah, probably.
Why can't he play something good?
I will say, there was some talk about the stats difference between Pure and Nightfall. Pure being the most active carry, having the most kills at this tournament, versus Nightfall, who has the least deaths of the entire play pool. And Pure also has another stat behind him. He also has the highest tower damage per minute, which he's playing Dragon Knight again, which he, I believe, did at least once during this tournament. Sometime during the groups, he played that as well. We're going to see that put to the test. I mean, he likes being such an active carry, both in kills and tower taking. And I do think that this carry Dragon Knight is relatively unexplored. With the Fire Dragon facet, I feel like I've only really seen Pure make use of it and make it look good. So I feel like there's still a little bit more here behind this hero that other teams haven't quite taken a hard look at it yet.
He farms pretty fast. I mean, people definitely underestimate it. He can clear through ancient stacks in the form as well. I think the hero's kind of solid. Like, maybe he doesn't get a lot of gameplay because he doesn't stand out in any of the categories, but old, reliable Dragon Knight, sometimes that's what you need to get the job done. Especially if you can boost them up with some extra DPS, which they have.
Yeah, they do have a lot of that.
Is once more winning this mid lane against GPK. I think this is a very favorable lane for him. Not much Puck can do about just spam Fade Bolt with outlast hits. Should have a level advantage.
9 class in some trouble. Hard to take these melee fights against a Snapfire and a Troll. That's always going to be troublesome. So First Blood goes up to the top lane, and Pure, every single time we look down here, man, he is being pressured. He's got double bracer, he's got a stick, he's had buried out salves, and it's still not enough. This Bat Rider +1 that Miro and Save keep running are just doing some heavy work.
Did take 0 points in the armor so far, so his regen's a little less than it would be, a little less armor. More offensive power, trying to secure the range creeps, and he's CSing fine. This looks rough, but I think he's doing okay. You don't want to give up the kill for sure.
Yeah, he's doing all right.
Yeah, he's chilling.
He's perfectly fine.
Your boy Fury's going to walk it off right here.
He is indeed because of the ward. No, he's not. The final sticky napalm and hits will do enough.
Oh, your boy Fury's chilling. He's
chilling in the fountain right
chilling down here right now.
now. Having a nice soak.
That was purposeful. That was
Yeah.
space created. This mid lane really opening up the gap now. Thompson closing on level 6 as well. Would love to get the solo kill here. There's some potential.
Yeah. GPK trying to ward that up with the early raindrop pickup, but that also just means more economic damage done to him.
Oh, yeah.
He is right there next to Pure in net worth right now.
Not the greatest spot for him to be, but I mean, you're probably losing most lanes in this meta with the puck. Not a position GPK is unfamiliar with on this hero as of recent. This is mainly a hero for BB team that they're going to try and stall the game, rat it out, and just become a scaling beast on. Still a tremendous late game hero. You are going to outscale Thompson here no matter what. Just a question of can you get there on good footing. Spell steal is up. Grabs a phase shift. Spooky.
Continuing the battle, Flame Break with Whitemon joining in, trying to get the kill on save, but they just ran out of damage. And if they keep chasing, Toronto Tokyo has actually mirrored this rotation. TP down to bottom lane. Everybody's making a run for the power rune. Let's see if it's top. It is indeed. Still going for the kill, but GPK is going to come back in and see if he can snipe out one of these supports. And it'll be 9 class who fails to get the kill on save. Thompson can't quite get the vision to fade bolt down save, so he tries for Toronto Tokyo instead, who's a little bit tankier. And without a stolen spell, he steals Shredder. That's not going to do enough.
Not getting the good spell steals here. Phase shift, level 1 Shredder, not exactly the highest impact.
No.
What you want in this part of the game. Still winning the lane quite handily, but Tundra unable to do something with it. You almost wish the puck were stronger so he coiled you or something.
Yeah.
I mean, the other move he could make is onto this troll before he has the 6. But there's just been no rotations up here for Ramses, and he's going to go down in the 1v2.
He's got a bunch of stick charges, but he doesn't bother to pop them. Just there's no way back to the tower.
Another kind of clunky early game for Tundra.
Yes.
Just feels like they're on the back foot. They haven't made a lot of like double support rotations to try and open up the lanes. They're doing decent on the CS. That's the one saving grace here, so it's still very even across the board, but giving up some kills doesn't feel great. Miro's getting a lot of solo time down here where he's just not pressured at all, which means this Brewmaster ulti is going to come out way before Pure has his own dragon form. That's going to create an innate pressure point here as Thompson looks for the rotation. Steals.
That's not going to help you too much, but sheer numbers.
Oh, he netted him.
Will,
he got it. Big spell steal.
Wow. Level 1 Berserker's Rage. Got him with the 20% chance.
I mean, when you get him, you get him.
Sure. And now look.
Yeah, he's punching the tower. Didn't TP bottom, though. TP mid, which means...
Yeah, which means Whitemon is going to try and TP in to help as Save is taking all this tower aggro. He almost dies the final shot, but managed to de-aggro just in time. Push through the gate, though. A second goes. Toronto Tokyo sees that Pure is low and way out there. Gets a shot that brings Pure quite low. The cookie isn't quite good enough. Wait a minute. Pure is going to be able to get away, and Miro
needed the blast. Costs them so much here. You would have had 6 on the brew. You would have had to earn charges.
Oh, yeah. What a difference that would have made. I mean, Miro's going to stick around and still get his level 6, so it may be possible he still manages
Yeah,
to...
he might just ult on the DK here.
Yeah, just go for it. Yeah, they hit him down with a slow, and now it's easy to run him down. Well, that
was kind of anticlimactic, but it works out for him.
Pure is really trying way too hard to stay in these lanes. Am I wrong?
I mean, he is a Dragon Knight. Like, you don't want to abandon the lane too early.
I guess so. Thompson, he'll get the rebuttal kill at least with the stolen orb.
Something here. He went treads this time instead of the boots of travel as well. So tankier in the early game. This also takes a lot more benefit of the extra damage this hero gets off the spell amp.
Yeah, and much better when he steals Berserker's Rage and turns into melee form.
He can start beating on some towers here. will feel worse as the game progresses, and you know you're not playing around the map as much, but didn't do much for him in that game one. So
no, Nightfall. Nighttime vision can be spooky sometimes. All of a sudden, 3 heroes out of nowhere.
Oh, Thompson getting some work done here. This is the type of early you want.
He bumps a Dragon Form, hits the stun, a swap back with the extra shield. He might just be able to live as that last bit of kisses is not enough. So, good read by him to pop the Dragon Form and hit that stun onto GPK. Ramses recovers with the swap.
An older generation of carry bailing out the younger one, some might say.
That's true. In fact, this team in some ways bailed Pure out of having to play offlane in the first place. That's what he did on the old BB team. GPK tried to hit him with the missile, doesn't land. Phase shift dodges that one. BB.
He's going Maelstrom. I told you it's all about the right click Rubik now, and you doubted me. The Gleipnir build up here for Thompson. He's going to be dealing the deeps. He's going to be locking him down. I actually like this. This sounds cool, this game.
Did you actually say that?
Well, this is the classic Gleipnir into Meteor Hammer into Butterfly buildup that we were discussing game one.
All right.
He might have even watched the VOD back. Inspired here.
He's like, what did I do wrong in that game one? Let me go back and listen to the English commentary. See what the casters had to say about that. This is a nasty situation. We'll say something about the mid Rubik. Thompson really puts himself in there.
I mean, you have to, right? You got it.
Yeah, and well, it also means that he ends up dying a lot. Especially with the way defensive. BB team would play pretty defensive and reactive.
Yeah, that's a type of fight that GPK is super happy to take, where he can come in and clean up instead of being the first one going on.
Yeah.
I mean, his tower is gone. His laning phase was rough, but he is going to start to recover here, especially if you give some of those high net worth Rubik kills away. These are not the deaths you want on your mid here right now. You want to continue to snowball this Rubik out of control.
Thompson, never one to let a death keep him down for long. Immediately goes back to the aggression, and Miro is not going to pop the Primal Split. Didn't respect it early on this go, and then 9 Class shows up and seals the deal.
Okay. Back on the board. Thompson continues to grow his advantage. Almost max in the Arcane Supremacy here. Start dealing some big damage on these stolen spells. This feels kind of like the point in last game, though, where you have to start controlling the map better than I think Tundra did in that previous game with this Rubik, because, you know, you're going to take down some of these tier 1s, but are you just going to get stalemated out here again? That's the big question. Can you push through this kind of period? Double damage on the Rubik with treads, though. Pretty scary. Some scary right clicks about to come in.
Miro, is he going to die again? Oh, good flame break. It stops the stun. Might give him the opportunity to get out the Primal Split. It does. Now, there are still too many heroes that maybe the Primal Split... Oh, never mind, with kisses, and they're all grouped up like this. Oh, Thompson, he's going to die as he's targeted down by the Primal Split. Almost got the Bat Rider there, but he's saved as the toss-up in the air from the Storm Panda bails him out from 9 Class. 9 Class now, his ultimate is ran out. He doesn't have the damage. 1, 2, 3 heroes all sitting on like 100 HP. Just Tundra unable to bring enough heroes to the table to finish the job.
Man, supports did work in that fight. I mean, there's so many spells cast by this Bat Rider. You get double Flame Break off, and then the kisses just raining in, cleaning everybody up here. BB team living with so little HP on so many heroes. I feel like you wanted to swap the Rubik here just to keep Thompson alive with the shield, but doesn't end up working out, and then you're just trickling into this fight.
Yeah.
But again, another fight where GPK is super happy to come in and just cast everything after the damage is done. And just like that, BB team are in the lead, and that Rubik momentum got squashed.
And it's bot time for Battle Fury Troll at 14 minutes. I know we've talked about this, maybe not the biggest fan of Battle Fury, but does it really matter if you get it at a fast enough timing?
That is true.
Aghanim Scepter for the Venge, obviously. Ramsey's still trying to build that one up. When they have that, it can be a lineup that is just go, 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 go. Maelstrom's done for the Rubik. See if he steals a little Shredder.
first time this patch. Surprising.
You know who's getting the blame if they lose this game.
Oh, Meander?
Yeah, for picking Thompson Rubik again.
Dire
They're like, you know what Thompson's going to do.
I mean, this looks fun,
Thompson's
though.
going to Thompson, you know?
This does look fun. Like, he's doing some decent damage. You also get the spell amp on the chain lightning procs.
Yeah, I'm
Not
sure.
bad. Not bad. It's going to be farming up a storm.
I'm sure when Whitemon's crying in the losers interview,
Jeez,
he'll at least be able
say
to
that, man.
wipe
Can't
away
say that.
those tears and have a soft smile. At least Thompson had fun. Coil into lasso. Ooh. A deadly combination that no hero on Tundra can survive through.
Third death. I didn't even notice his score was 2-2-3, but now it's 2-3-3. Ominous signs here for Tundra as the Rubik's game has just fallen apart for the second time.
Okay, but don't have the Ags yet on the Vengeful Spirit. Maybe that'll tie it all together.
Brewmaster's really strong right now.
Yeah, they want to use this Primal Split real badly. Ramsey's just getting caught here. Nobody can really bail him out. Okay, Ramsey's now with the Ags is going to be able to go for the second life here. And as Sage tries to get close, almost gets blown up. But he managed to limp away, and it's Ramsey's who will die second time in his illusion. And 9 class will die to the kisses. Thompson, who
Not again.
started this push dead, comes back on the end of the push dead as well. Pure is surrounded by heroes since he's dropped down by the Storm Panda. They might be kind of strong and tanky, but they don't have anything to stop.
It's just collapsing.
Keep on hitting.
Absolutely crumbling in this game. Tundra are finding nothing as BB team just kind of casually forced that fight behind the tier 1, and were Tundra ready for it? It doesn't seem like they were. They just lost Ramses so easily here as that Ags flies in. That's the only thing that bails him out a little bit. But
well, he specifically did bait it. That actually makes it worse. They specifically baited the Ags. He had it sitting up there on the high
right,
ground.
but like Thompson isn't at the start of this fight. He comes in, casts a Fade Bolt, dies 100-0. Pure's kind of late to the party, gets tossed with a tornado. Just super disconnected here from Tundra. If you're going to take that fight, you need to be there with everybody the second that BB team dive, or you're TPing in during that. And GPK just gets to clean up more kills, recover his game. He's almost higher than Pure at this point after a disastrous laning phase.
Yeah, like he was the lowest core off of the laning phase, and now he's about to be in second place.
Cannot let this game spiral too much more. If you are Tundra, you're going to be out of this tournament. The BB team perhaps feeling very comfortable here. Up a game, finding the momentum here in this game too. Arcane Rune on the puck, cruising towards this troll BKB. I mean, he's going to be a beast with that. You just have to outman fight the troll in this game. You don't really have ways to kite him too easily.
Tundra, they just have to shrug off the failure because they've hit the Aghanim Scepter on the Venge. You've got a mid Rubik. You've got to carry DK. You just have to keep taking the fights and hope that they work this time around. And a pick off on the Bat Rider and then another one on Toronto Tokyo is a good start to things. Got to be careful of this dive, though. Night Class, he wants to keep it going. And they'll finally get that kill. GPK is here for a little bit of a punish. Coil underneath tier 2. Roll out the barrel. With the Vessel doing damage to Pure, he still has his toggle he could do, so he's not that low.
Yeah, did also go this Midas Armlet build, which is going to scale really well in this game. Like, he will be a beast at some point, and he's still farming very well. He's going to do an insane amount of damage in this DK form, especially with the other buffs.
Oh,
that is...
he hit save right as he blinked in. Ramsey's not able to take advantage of it because he's right next to the cliff, and where did Nightfall come from? Came in from behind and will help get the Venge double. As they'll kill him and his little illusion too.
Awkward fight for save, but gets the job done. Another lasso kill on a big core target. And you get the D-Ward as well. Super valuable here. Secure more farm for the troll and continue to power up. Miro going for the Radiance here. I do not mind it at all. This is quite a good Radiance game just from the evasion standpoint. Tundra have to kind of just fight through you with the physical at some point.
Yeah, you've got a bunch of right clickers that are all not going to go NKD ever, considering it's a Maelstrom Rubik.
And you have no way to really turn the Radiance against them. No illusion creators or anything here. No real pipe builder either. I mean, I guess you're looking for it on the Sven eventually, but it's going to be very slow.
Yo, I gotta go back to it though. Like, if you're gonna build the Gleipnir, wouldn't you want the Rod of Atos first? On Rubik, specifically.
What do you mean? Maelstrom farms your Rod of Atos. Rod of Atos doesn't farm your Maelstrom.
I guess so. Well, you're right. You're right. Well, he's finally gonna get that Gleipnir. I'm just saying, maybe a little extra control could have helped. Okay, Gleipnir and BKB. Again, I feel like it's a timing where Tundra, they have to force some fights.
If he gets to it, I can see it, man. I can see it with this Sven armor, Avenge swap.
Okay, what's the rest of his build? Do not say Meteor Hammer Butterfly. Do not say that.
I mean, I'm just saying, like evasion versus the troll is not too bad. Extra attack speed for your lightning procs.
I'm gonna unplug your microphone.
I mean, there's a moon shard option if you.
If you're not gonna give me analysis, I will take your microphone away.
That build's legit. Look, if he had butterfly, he lives there, man. he 100% survived.
Sure, man. Sure.
Another Bat Rider gank that is successful for save. That has been the MO of this entire series.
Yeah, Bat Rider's destroyed this this matchup, man.
I mean, this is a hero that Dave just played well around. Very methodical hero. Can pick and choose your battles. Kind of the exact type of tempo and playstyle BB team like. They've played with it forever. I also think having save as an initiator is really nice for this team because, he's one of their guys who kind of dictates the fights, shot calls a bit, one of their playmakers. It feels good to have those kind of guys on the heroes that start fights.
Sure. And I really thought it was going to be Tundra with BKB on Dragonite that would be trying to take the Roshan pit over, but BB team get it for free.
Big Roshan for this troll. Can really hold his BKB in the fight now. Make sure he gets on the right targets. Especially in this troll on Dragon Knight matchup where it probably takes a little while to wear through all the armor Tundra presented here. Parasma on GPK will definitely help with that. Actually getting some more magic damage and amp in this lineup for BB team for once seems pretty good here because you're not dealing with an early pipe and you're up against a lot of physical mitigation.
Yeah, that pipe is going to be coming pretty late as White
does at all. It's a slow build up on this support Sven. Whitemon does not get a lot of farm priority in this team, though he is 0-0-6.
Good for him. I actually think that's probably bad considering the number of times Thompson has died. Probably wishes Whitemon and tank some of those lassos instead.
Well, blink up for Pure. Maybe they can start the fight on their terms for once. Love to burst down that Brewmaster.
Can they burst down the Brewmaster fast enough, especially with any disables that could come in?
It's very close. They're going to maybe try for it.
Okay, it's going to start. Oh, immediately a silence on 3. That might ruin things as Miro does get telekinesis. They do manage to blow him up, but look at this Kisses coil combination. They're almost all dead just off of that. It's Pure with the BKB is the only thing that's keeping BB team from demolishing Tundra on low HP. Nightfall ran in with his BKB and couldn't actually get anything done there. Oh, it was just a beautiful combination between Toronto, Tokyo, and GPK that, like, basically took 80% of Tundra's HP.
I can't believe Miro didn't just try and ult there. He threw out the haze. I think he was even maybe trying to clap and just died during that duration. He had a chance to get that split off.
Yeah,
Very limited, but it was there.
GPK gave him a window with that big Waning Rift silence.
Yes, it was a really nice counter initiation. The puck did its job. But without the Brule, the extended fight's just not that favorable yet. Troll really couldn't get enough done. I mean, this Dragon Knight is a beast, man. I'm telling you, with all the buffs, like, he does some damage, and he's extremely tanky on the front line. That's a 3-man silence.
Into a 4-man coil into 4 heroes all getting hit by some sort of kisses.
The stolen napalm.
Nightfall just kind of left running around with his BKB, not hitting anything.
I mean, that evened out this lead. Tundra should be very happy with that fight. And the fact that Ramses is staying this high on net worth on this offlane Venge bodes well for them. This is where you kind of want this hero. That third, fourth, solid position. He's keeping up in farm, not, you know, becoming that support venge with an Ags that's useless. Got to maintain your core status. Also helps Whitemon push towards this shard and pipe. His team fight wins are super big for Tundra supports because they just don't get a lot on the map outside of them. Whereas the Bat and the Snap can clean up camps, clean up waves. Naturally going to use more with the time.
Yeah, I mean, we saw last game the Marcy really failed to transition into a core because they weren't getting a lot of those kills off the map and never really got to that BKB basher timing. Maybe this game, a few more fights go the way of Tundra, though they are still waiting out the Aegis on BB team.
Not a very successful Aegis for them.
No.
Lost a bit of their lead, didn't win the team fight, didn't really take over enemy areas. Pretty passive Aegis usage. They got like one good lasso kill out of it. That was kind of it. Still this super deep ward on Tundra's Ancients.
Yeah, just sitting out there on the high ground.
Like, they kind of smoked back to it. There wasn't anybody there, but I think they could have gotten a lot more out of this period. Hope for some Ancients here.
After that last team fight, GBK has switched up to the Lincolns, which, I mean, the panel talk alluded to it. It was just like, once he gets Lincolns, is he going to be having a pretty free game? Which, we'll see if that's the case. There is both Dragon Tail and Telekinesis, which are instant.
It's all free game until you get Gleipnir by the Rubik.
That's a good point, yeah. Lady Berserker's rages and continues to ensnare you. He almost has BKB, so he's gonna be right-clicking a lot.
I mean, I will say, this Rubik's gonna be a lot tankier this game than the last one.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, you BKB, you throw that Sven Shard armor on him, then just mitigating some damage. We saw Ramsey swap Thompson in that last fight just for an extra shield barrier. Not that easy of a target to bring down unless you start with the lasso on him.
Yeah, we're like half memeing about it, but it's also half real. Save, spotted, blink. Goes for the TP away. They have the vision, but they don't have the stun as they lose the vision for the magic missile, and 9 class could not hop to anybody.
Big plays. I mean, those are the kind of moves that get you 1 or 2K net worth lead on the map.
Yeah.
And look, see, they gained gold during the Aegis period. Success.
Yeah, like 300 gold. Satanic into Basher for Nightfall.
Smoking back to that ward that was still there.
Oh, man. This high ground ward finally pays off for them. It's just stayed up for so long now. BKB was there for Thompson, and now with the Warcry,
walking it off.
He's going to walk away.
Just too powerful. He's hit his timing, Austin. What can you do to him now? He's invincible. He is the Grand Magus.
I mean, with
he just got lasso
he's got a bunch of armor. He's got
by their entire team.
Yeah.
And he just waved goodbye and walked it off. Didn't even steal a spell on the way out.
I mean, it would be fitting that an intelligence mid in this meta, the way to actually play it is just purely through survivability.
It's going Hurricane Pike. He's going to be up. This Rubik's he's about to pike somebody into the lower bracket. I'm telling you. Are we in the lower bracket? He's about to pike somebody out of
shove them out of the tournament.
Crimson done for the brew is definitely going to help mitigate the Rubik damage here.
Why does it feel like when I watch Thompson, I don't really understand Dota?
Because you don't. Compared to this man, you don't.
That's fair.
Plays a different game than the rest of us. I've come to accept it, and so should you.
I was about to say, you... I guess you came to that revelation a long time ago, huh?
Yeah, unfortunately. I know what these games are like, man. I've been in them.
The Thompson effect. What is it like playing against...
What?
Like, legitimately.
Oh, let's just relive your career drama live on cast.
Tell me about the lowest point of your career. $18-10, 2,000 net worth lead for BB team. Satanic is on its way for Nightfall. I mean, Nightfall is still kind of cruising. He's fine, I think, with the way the game is going, but I do wonder if he is looking at these heroes from Tundra and going, what? Am I going to outscale them?
I do not think this troll outscales him. I think maybe the puck does. If we're talking, you know, 6-slotted puck dancing around a fight, I can see that. But there's
you think
a
the
lot
Dragon Knight is just going to beat?
I think the Dragon Knight
big?
with all the armor behind him and swap is going to massacre this troll. Like, you're not going to be able to stick on somebody as Ramses, and I just don't see him doing that much damage. There's a wave going through. The damage is getting pumped up on the side of Tundra. You have displacement spells. You have save mechanics.
Yeah, he has like 40+ armor when he's near the Sven. That's without Warcry being actively used.
You know, there's a bodyguard that's going to go through for some lifesteal and bonus armor. There's so much armor on this lineup. I don't see Troll doing anything in these fights. It really has to come down to the supports and the puck carrying the load. Ooh, big blink. Can now smoke, counter gank it.
You just build a Revenant's boat at some point.
Still only level 2 Brewmaster ulti. Kind of sad for Miro.
He does not seem too intimidated, though. He wants to take this fight with the coil. The Dragon Knight's already down to half. They coil. No, wait, swap. Swap back in. Nightfall's on top of him, though. He's trying to finish off Pure, but he can't quite get the ensnare. The BKB and the movement speed is allowing him to stay away. Finally gets to now, but you can see the armor. Nightfall's really not doing that much damage. It's up to GPK. He's got to do all of it, and he does manage to do so. The Dragon Knight goes down. Troll goes back into it. The Rubik, he's trying to throw the whirling axes around. He gets the Gleipnir, throws the damage out in Nightfall. Can he do it? Ramsey swap back once again, and a Stormhammer to put him down. The Troll finally dies, but GPK is having the freest team fight of his life, man. Nobody is touching this puck, and he is touching everybody.
Oh, it was so close to being glorious there, but it all fell apart at the hands of this Brewmaster and puck, as the long fight is just so favorable for the Radiant Spur and all the puck spells. I mean, you're looking at the damage output. I mean, there it is, right? This is not a fight that Nightfall wins. This is a fight the other 4 cast members carry and just split it all across the board.
Rubik did 2,643 total damage to Troll Warlord.
I mean, he messed him up, dude. Like, you're laughing, but this Thompson, he stole Troll, just sat there and beat the living crap out of him. I'm pretty sure he even got sidekicked at some point. Like, that almost worked. That was kind of terrifying that almost worked.
But it didn't.
He eats MKB, man.
He actually does, yeah.
It's evasion.
Well, they have all these counters to Troll, but doesn't matter if the Troll isn't carrying the team fight. You're right, it's the puck. The puck is the one who... I mean, he has 4,000 less net worth than the Troll, but he did... I feel like he was doing 40% of the damage in that last fight.
He definitely did. He had the highest impact for sure. GPK is now level 20, has his Waning Rift cooldown. He's a menace.
Oh, they're going to break out on the open. BETBOOM in the trees. Nightclass still managed to get the initiation, though, onto the Troll. It's not good enough. They get a force staff. He actually got down to the low ground. BKB activated. Not the greatest situation for him, while Thompson starts going to work with the Axis. Berserker's Rage. He throws damage at Nightfall. Nightfall's like, I don't want that. Not the Rubik, man. Not the Rubik. Flame Break bumps him back with GPK dead. Tundra, a hunt for whatever heroes are left out. I can't get over it, man.
Dude, somehow that puck just got caught by a Stormbolt.
Oh my god, Toronto took it. Surprise!
Dude, he's a monster.
Don't
net him. What is happening?
Wait, how is he gonna live? He's stuck. All right, well...
The beast cometh.
He's coming for you. Berserker's Rage, Rubik. He's coming. I'm losing it watching this Rubik, man. What happened in that fight?
I mean, I'm pretty sure GPK, he blinked into the AoE Stormbolt, I think. I believe that's what caught the puck, and then he just had every single target stun instantly thrown on him through the Lincolns. Like, there was a lift, there was a Venge stun. I almost didn't even see GPK go down. But the second the puck's out of the fight, I mean, you can just stand there under all your armor, under all your ores, and there's not much big threat left. They got Gem out of that as well, I believe, on the Sven. Yeah, closing in on Pipe. Really big team fight win here for Tundra, and man, it feels like Ramses is just carrying the load right now. He's doing a lot of work on this bench. The swaps, having the 2 lives, presenting these auras that are an issue for BB Team to fight through.
Yeah.
He's dealing a decent amount of damage as well. Has a full Hurricane Pike completed. He has kept up the farm really well in this hero.
That fight also started like the worst possible way, where the troll gets jumped on and they defensively force staff him. He ends up down the cliff, having already used his BKB.
Yeah, he ended up in the swimming pool.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Somebody dunked him when he still had his cell phone in his pocket. It was not cool, man. Well, after winning that fight, Pipe is almost done for Whitemon. And that'll be a huge answer to, well, like we've been saying, like one of the biggest threats is GBK's Puck. That'll start narrowing down the damage a good amount.
Yeah, but Austin, your boy Pure.
Yeah.
Your boy Pure is hitting pretty hard right now.
Yeah.
This man's doing some damage. The benefit of all these armor ores behind him, he can just go glass cannon. And he's a glass tank cannon.
59 armor.
I mean, he has Bloodthorn Dado. He has no defensive item really. And he has basically 60 armor in the fight.
Yep. And that's still level 25 is coming up as well, where he could get another 12 armor if he wanted to.
See how BB Team want to take this fight. You can just lasso drag somebody here, but you have to think about the swap.
Swap, though. Yeah.
So maybe you have to flank, look for the Venge, or just start the fight with like Coil running Brewhold.
I don't want to go for Venge.
Ball's pretty strong right now. The Hurricane Pikes have also come out. Like, this Rubik is no joke, man. He does some decent damage, and he's very tanky. I feel like this build has panned out a lot more for Thompson. He's presenting at least more of a scaling threat than last game, which I think feels nice here.
Yeah. Ramses now has his 20 talent. So stealing away some of that armor and damage. So even he is just naturally pumping out more.
And we just saw Pipe and Vlad's finish on the 2 supports here from Tundra.
Yeah,
they really big aura items.
Huge aura items. They have the shard that went to Ramses. So he's now going to have that bouncing magic missile, which is dangerous for the Puck. Just more disables for the Puck and Brewmaster.
It feels like Tundra are in control of this game right now. I don't see BB Team fighting them head on in the final 5. The aura stacking is just insane right now. And you don't have good ways to punch through it. You have like this one, go in coil, BKB bat, pull someone out of the coil, and you can shoot some kisses on them. You have this one little window, but Swap can ruin all of that. Aegis makes it so you can't do that on the Dragon Knight who's frontlining. You're not going to go on some of these heroes like the Sven or Marcy. They're not big enough damage priorities.
Yeah, anticipating Tundra to push up to the high ground soon, as they have a minute and a half to use this Aegis against BB Team.
Almost level 25 on the Dragon Knight as well. Be curious to see which talent he takes here, honestly. I think you're taking AoE stun because, I mean, what does 12 more armor do for you? It's like 3-4% more resist. Who cares?
Back up to that top tower, which is already low. Pure will finish it off. He's just one little creep or two away from level 25. But BB Team are not going to challenge him, it looks like. They're going to let him have this lane of barracks during this 60 seconds. And Aegis is still in his pocket. BKB completed for GPK. That'll go a long ways for his sustained team fights. But too late to defend the base.
Tundra scaling in this game. The late game, man. They feel very confident about it. They get another Roshan here. They're going to be in firm control. Still a little bit of ways away. They can just clump. I don't think you're doing anything with the tail end of this Aegis.
80% physical resistance.
All right, hear me out here. Oh, we did take the armor.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about that, but I get it. It's a very good talent. All right, hear me out here, Austin. Picture this. 60 minutes. The clock hits 60 minutes. We get tier 5 neutral items. Pure walks up to a camp. He kills an Ursa creep. Down drops his token. He selects that token. He sees unwavering condition. Is he immortal?
He actually might be.
Is he invincible at that point? Little mini DK.
It's like no pure damage. Bloodthorn plus Dragon Tail stun.
Oh, he's gone.
Single target is Tundra's specialty.
What was he even doing there? His team is nowhere close by.
Yeah, as defensive as BB team has been, Miro went off a little bit of a walkabout.
This is like some ritual sacrifice. Like, you'll go find him. You got this. You got this, man. Send one out of the base. You got this. Report back.
Bet you won't cross the river. Oh!
Big fine.
Lasso, all right.
Really
Even just
big
a support pickoff would be good enough maybe to stop this push from Tundra. But Tundra want to keep it going 4 versus 4. Pure down to about half, has his Satanic, of course.
Right. BB team are happy with that. This gets their Brewmaster back online. No damage really done. You can just keep poking here with the puck.
Good heads up from Save, seeing that opportunity off of the high ground ward that's right up here in the triangle, and then just kind of like, okay, he's pushing forward. No, the other one, the dire ward. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Timing out soon, too. They have gems. Just missed it for that entire duration.
I'll take that.
Well, Marcy doesn't want to get found the next time, so Ninja Kid. Next time he's underneath the ward, he'll be smoked.
Well, yes. A little Aviana's Feather for the Rubik. Perhaps benefiting from the evasion here, Austin.
Why do you do this?
I love being vindicated. Ooh.
He's not built Meteor Hammer or Butterfly. You've got
Doesn't
zero
matter.
vindication out of this.
Doesn't matter. I was right in the end. He's a right-click beast.
BB team, smoke up the right side of the map. A move
This Dragon Knight is insane.
that is designed to get behind him here. They cut the wave, so Tundra see that. They're like, okay, yeah, they're out here. They're smoked. We throw the scan out. BB team.
You can't get a
going
good
hard.
angle here, though, because you have to go uphill no matter what. And your
Well.
lanes are all pushing in right now. I mean, you're just going to go hit your base right now.
Yeah, it
make
just
you
force you
go.
back.
There's no reason for Tundra to chase.
I mean, I
The
guess
failed
they
smoke.
cut 2 waves, so that's
Ken Lasso here, no Aegis anymore. Oh,
Link away. Ramsey's got to make sure he stays close enough. Lincoln's getting broken through. BKB activated from GPK.
expensive.
That's not great for him. And Tundra, you're going to want to use the rest of your Dragon form now that BKB is on cooldown? Yeah, they're immediately going to smoke. Even a small bit of weakness here from BB team could lead into a big opening. Nine Class is looking for it. The rest of his team is moving north, though. They try and slip inside the base and get the pick off, and they're going to run into GPK. Will they have the Dragon Tail into the Bloodthorn? They've got him controlled up. No BKB. The Glide Bear, the damage. A swap back, and that'll finish him off. And there's no fight back there either. Nightfall with this BKB. He doesn't
Bruins.
do anything, man. They are full HP on Tundra. That is a BKB, and they're just going to end the game. It's done. They can't handle it. The carry Dragonite is just too much for BB team.
Harry Rubik is too much.
Maybe even farther. Will it be Tundra or will it be BB team? It seems like our panel is siding heavily with Tundra this time around on the draft, but didn't make much of a difference in game 2. Avery, where are you siding?
Tundra.
Okay.
80-20.
Oh! Why?
I do not think BB team have nearly as good a shot as they think they have to win this game. I think they're going to have to execute out of their minds. I actually think this draft is one of the more sided I felt like in a long time.
Wait, why?
I don't think you're outscaling this DK with any of your cores.
Okay.
I think you're out team fought with Darkseer Spear Breaker, who has BKB piercing, so he's going to ruin the Shadow Fiend in the fight. I think the lane shove for Tundra looks great here with the Ion Shells, the Sand King, the Breaker. You're not really catching any of these heroes on the map if you're BB team. The ores are going to start to stack for Tundra. At some point, their heroes just look unkillable, and you have kind of no damage to throw in there outside of if this gyro just snowballs out of control. And so far this series, we have not seen teams play super fast against each other here between BB team and Tundra and kind of snowball games. That's why I'm skewing it so much.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I can definitely see that, though. Surely, I mean, the team fight isn't that bad on BB team. They have Elder Titan and Tidehunter.
They have no initiation, though.
They got some.
How do you
hit
start
a
a
good
fight?
Ravage? Well, the Blink Ravage.
Blink Ravage.
Blink Ravage. That's right. No
Wow.
need for auras.
I don't think I've seen one of those since
since the play in 2013.
Yeah.
That didn't actually feature a blink, but... Well, they have lanes. Surely lanes are going to be okay, right? You've got SF versus Sand King. You got a Gyrocopter who's just being pushed into by a Darkseer. So win lanes, win game. That's a BBT classic, right? Win lanes, win game.
I would agree. I think it has been part of their skill set for a long time, though this tournament, have they been demolishing teams in the laning phase? Not as much. Maybe I just don't have as much faith as I should. They could definitely win all 3 lanes here. That is the upside of this lineup. And if they snowball from there, I think that's their route to victory. But if they slip up and lose some team fights in that mid game, I feel like it's going to crumble real fast. And we saw how insane Pure farmed on this Dragon Knight and got to that late game, and how much of a beast he was once he got there. Like, there was nobody contesting him.
They do have a lot better sources of magic damage to threaten him this time around, though, where it felt like they really only had physical damage. Thompson going in for the kill on GPK. GPK will not die to that. We'll get some rebuttal raises in Thompson's face. He has gotten a lot, though. 9 and 6. Very well played by GPK when it comes to the last hits.
This is what BB team need. Really strong start to laning phase. Get more region out. Then Tundra are able to produce and snowball off that. Already GPK with the bottle advantage is going to win this lane even harder right now.
Yeah, now there's nothing Thompson can really do. He had a moment where it was like, maybe if you get the kill, then you could buy yourself a little bit of window, get a fast bottle, but now it is going to be full control for the Shadow Fiend. And I have not been very impressed with the Sand Kings who end up behind in farm in any way. Miro going to be chased down. Blood Grenade after the cleanse there of the Kraken Shell. Might just take him out. The final hit isn't quite enough. It goes down to 12 HP.
Has no regen though, really.
Yeah.
I mean, Pure's going to free farm this lane. Not much you can do about it. That lane should go pretty well for Tundra. The other two are going to be the big question mark here. How much do you get out of this Darkseer double melee off lane, and how much can Thompson get trying to survive the impact of these raises early? Doesn't even get the dodge. He is struggling in the regen department. Might need some stacks from the supports here.
You better hope that 9 class has the space to do so, but obviously he wants to be playing with his Darkseer for as much as possible. While Pure is free farming, Miro is getting a decent amount, even as they keep on trying to go on him here while he's low on regen. Will eventually probably turn into cores just trading off farm.
Man's got 5 CS. Brother.
GPK's getting his, like, all right, you had your Rubik fun, free lane wins. Now it's my turn for a free lane win.
I mean, it's time to call for a gank or what? This lane's just over for Thompson. Get some stacks, call for a gank. He's going to need something here. Get a little caustic pop.
Oh, is he dead? He does not have enough mana.
No mangoes or anything here.
Yeah, another round of raises. But he is so unimpeded by the Sand King that he's, like, gotten a clarity. Just get the full value out of that because the Sand King's not going to be able to touch him. A charge in. Can that make the difference? Thompson is going to pro strike for it. They try for the kill. Oh, he got him. It was close. It actually, first blood goes to Ramses off the Ion Shell.
Made the difference.
Yeah, big difference. If he had gotten off that raise, maybe the SF gets the first blood instead.
It's a really big gain. GPK was in a dominating position. That's the kind of influence that Spirit Break can give you. And something Tundra were looking for, because that off lane for them is also not going much better. Nightfall is absolutely free farming down here. Top CS in the game, top net worth in the game, finding a lot. Thompson is going to continue to suffer. This is the downside. Like, you're going to commit resources to gank this SF, but he's just going to come back full and bully him again. So you're not really changing the situation here for the Sand King. Just giving him a little bit of a reprieve.
Gush, it's going to do a lot here to Whitemon. Whitemon with the stack up poison. He knows he's dead. He's just committing to try and kill Save. And it looks like with that last dual breath, he will get it. Save tries to draw the aggro of the neutral creeps, but they are too far away to get big deny for him.
Honestly, I think Pure is... he's pretty okay with that.
Yeah, I think so too. Miro just remains ever on this like 200, 300 HP point.
Very close early game here. Both sides trying to make some moves. Net worth is pretty even. I'm surprised at how much Ramses was able to get in this period. Nightfall did have a big lead early, but Darkseer's caught up. even with 9 class committing some resources towards mid.
Wow.
He's got TB top of the shell, look for the Tide Hunter kill.
A free first blood when you have to do literally nothing for it is...
Look at this wave. It's a huge wave built up.
It's a little nasty. Triple range creeps. They're going to pop the glyph for it.
So it'd be a big kill to get.
Charge with the Ion Shell disruption after the charge through. Miro goes back into tower range to try and hit everybody with an anchor smash, but he is committed to die.
Heads up move from Tundra. Great recognition of this wave up top. Just gonna lose so much experience on this Tide. Yeah, maybe save gets a little bit. Well, get the return kill. That's pretty juicy there.
Raise to slow him down. That's enough to threaten Thompson. He knows he can't walk into triple raise, so he has to give up a haste rune.
Yes, Thompson won the 0-0 KDA.
That's true.
Lane victory.
I mean, the fact that he got level 6 not long after GPK is a win by itself, I would say.
Yeah, all things considered, he's not in the worst position.
Yeah, GPK is only sitting at 2,400 net worth.
Going for Nightfall.
All those denies, but he doesn't actually have that much of the experience advantage. All those last hits doesn't actually have that much of a gold lead. I do think this is like, if BB team, their MO, win lane, win game, I think Tundra's MO is lose lane and come back off of lose lane. You know, I feel like they're actually one of the remaining teams in this tournament that recover from bad lanes the best.
So you're saying they're trying to lose lanes?
No, that would be your kind of analysis, not mine. I'm saying that winning lanes is not their forte compared to Game of Gladiators, Team Liquid, BB team. But they take this like 10 to 20 minute window, and I think they operate pretty well with it.
So they're comeback teams, what you're saying?
Yeah.
So they like being behind. They like the pressure.
Yeah.
Because technically they're not that behind here.
Well, they do have pressure on them. It is a Game 3 elimination.
Oh, they're
lost their advantage.
It's over. They're crumbling. They don't know what to do with this lead.
Nightfall. Through the gate he goes. A lot of magic damage from the gyrocopter will make a Dragon Knight very sad.
Oh, nice rotation from Nightfall. I'm kind of surprised we don't see more consistent gate rotations. I feel like every time we see the carry go through the gate, it works and it just feels good.
Yeah. I almost expected at some point in time that, like, carries would just be going through the gate earlier and earlier and earlier. He literally went through the gate. He didn't even stay in the lane, which most carries do. Nightfall went through the gate, killed, went back through the gate, and is still going to play for his safe lane tower.
Why is he leaving the token?
He literally did not see it.
He got pinged, though.
We all make mistakes, Saber.
No, save pinged the token.
Yeah, but Nightfall didn't know he was being directed at.
I don't understand. Are tokens like for scrubs? Like, I'm not going to pick that garbage up. Get it yourself, save.
It's really funny that, like, he's just like, I have my neutral items, therefore I cannot take the half a second it takes to grab that item for somebody else.
Dude, at some point, 10 minutes from now, I swear we're gonna see Save ping that like token slot again and be like, yo, where's my tier 1 guys? Oh, they found it. Hey, there we go. Wait, never mind.
You evaded it.
Dude, he walked right by and pinged it. I don't understand.
Well, BETBOOM through the gate again. Miro's like, I'm feeling good. I've got level 6. I'm going to pressure this tower. Toronto, Tokyo, and Nightfall say, okay, we're coming through the gate. We'll take the tower with you. We'll kill anybody who's here. Nobody from Tundra is here, though.
Could definitely take a fight on the side of Tundra just through the spell power on the back of this Darkseer being so farmed. Already has mech. You are missing support ults. That's the big dissuader here. You already have Demonic Purge up for saves. It's a little bit ahead. Don't need that ET1 too much.
Look at this move. They have a ward to be able to spot some of it.
Yeah, GPK sees it coming.
Oh, they're smoked, actually, so...
Doesn't care, apparently.
GPK! Oh, he's going to use the early Nether Strike to make sure he doesn't get too close to the tier 2. Good disruption save. And Miro with the Ravage. GPK with the Requiem in perfect position to turn around this little gank from Tundra gone wrong.
Beautiful spell casting here from BB team. They were absolutely ready for that one. Baited it out perfectly. And Nightfall might even collect a little freebie on the way out.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice. BB team, Ramses. Not going to go for the stomp. Well done. And this is BB team. That is definitely something that they have clearly in their advantage, right? The lance is theirs, but they also have very good reactions to Tundra, right? You have Disruption, you have Ravage, you have Elder Titan Stomp. Like when you try and go on somebody, there is the saves and then the AoE stuns to punish you.
Yeah, there's a lot of turnaround, a lot of fight reset. Nightfall is dying while this replay is going on. He's gone TP out too. Brutal for him.
Yeah, Pure tips him for that TP out.
And died.
So this is my issue with BB team is how do you play this map? Because your lane shove is pretty limited. You have to kind of show for a while on waves to get it out. Someone's going to get charged in that time. You're going to lose map control. Darks you're Sand King are going to push it into you. And I feel like at some point you bleed some pick off and your lineup's only really strong as you group as 5. But you don't have super good early objective taking. It's like, okay. But like you said, a lot of their team fights reactionary, not in the initiation realm.
It means losing towers is really bad for BB team.
Yes,
right?
Really, really bad. This tier 1 mid is super important for them.
But they do have Tidehunter, probably one of the better heroes to defend towers. Giving up your safe lane tower, I think nowadays, just everyone's going to do that.
But are Tundra pressured to run into you here? I don't think they are. I mean, maybe nobody has been pressured to run into the opponent at all this series, but
that is certainly true.
I certainly do not feel Tundra think they're getting outscaled here with this tricore. I think that's why Pure went back to this Dragon Knight. He feels it's just going to outperform these carries in the late game. It's not a hero that ET can kind of sway that core-on-core matchup on either. Cannot get rid of bonus armor. Matchup just kind of sucks.
I don't know, man. Elder Titan SF, that's a lot of scaling.
It is a lot of magical bursts. Like you will have some decent time to burst in here.
This isn't just like, oh, 80% physical resistance, you can't do anything. Like, it's not the same kind of dragon.
Okay, but has SF Requiem combo been winning a lot of the late games in this tournament?
Yeah.
I'd say not. I'd say more often it doesn't.
Yeah.
Which is why Thompson said it's a meme.
Thompson just set it up so he could play Rubik. So.
Right, and he stole the SF spells and then he lost that game because it was a meme. So he was actually correct. Should listen to himself.
0 cooldown and raise.
That was cool.
Actually, just a meme. Didn't actually win the game.
Gatling raise.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Well, here's your smoke. I mean, you don't have any way to start off of this.
Yeah, it's literally like, hope you run into somebody, disruption into Requiem, I guess.
Yep. Or you just blink the SF in and triple raise them, I guess. Just to bait out the gyro. I mean, you can make bait plays in this game, but again, if Tundra aren't doing anything, then all these baits are useless.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what feels like it's happening, right? They're just going to shove waves with Sand King, Sandstorm, and Ion Shells, and you're not going to see heroes.
I think that's what Tundra took from game 1, right? It's like BB team are just going to play very defensive, try and bait out heroes, and we're just going to farm and eventually outscale them.
Kind of surprised Thompson went for the blink here for that reason. Like, is this a game where you want to aggressively go on BB team if nothing's happening and you want to blink in?
I think it's more of like a Phase Boots, Eternal Shroud, Yule's game or something.
Or just early Bloodstone. There's no anti-healing. Like, Bloodstone Shivas is super good this game. This does help you set up back combos easier. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And you don't, it gives you your team fight initiation off of smoke. Since you have the ores on the Darkseer, Tundra want to force something here. So if they can make this blink pay off right now, it could be pretty nice. They're going to find GPK hitting some Mud Golems, but he knows. How does he know? Because they saw him smoke and run down the ramp. That's how he knows.
That's a great story, Avery.
Thank you.
Really set the audience up for that. So they smoke to the other side of the map, head to the off lane instead. Won't find anybody there either. Nobody's home. They're all just defensively farming jungle while Miro holds mid. I was looking at I think it's kind of cool. You have Shadow Demon on one side and Dragon Knight on the other. You know what the link between these two heroes is, Avery?
Shadow Demon and Dragon Knight?
Yeah. Don't think lore, it's not.
I immediately was thinking lore, and there is no lore that links
it. Stats-wise, these are like by far the two worst heroes of this tournament.
Huh.
They have like literally like 30% win rate and a lot of games. Shadow Demon is just not succeeding whatsoever, and Dragonite, maybe some of it is just like not everybody's doing this Dragonite build, but I do think it is cool that, you know, these are some of the best teams at the tournament, and they're taking some of the worst heroes, statistically speaking, and just saying kind of like, you know, there are right ways and right times to still run these heroes. Pure already had that successful Dragonite game in Game 2, and the Shadow Demon is supposed to be a hard counter to the Spirit Breaker Darkseer combination, right? That
okay, yeah, but like, what is the lore link? I don't get it.
There was.
What is the point of this?
Specifically said there was.
What is the point of this stat? People care about the lore, Austin. Statistics lie, but lore tells the truth.
Well, you want to hold your tower, Nero, but
yeah, where's the fight here for BB Team? This is not a tower you just give up for free in this game.
You just letting Dragonite take it from you.
I mean,
that's not a knight, it's a bandit. He just robbed him.
They just don't want to fight without Shadow Fiend BKB, but man, that's a hard tower to just give up for free right here with this kind of lineup.
I'm sure BB Team feels your disappointment.
I mean, Pure's having the time of his life. I'll tell you that, man. This guy picked what he felt was going to scale the best in this game, and he is just farming. This may as well be Anti-Mage Battle Fury. 10 minutes. I'm watching Burning from 2011.
The good old days.
Man's taking XP runes. BKB is done for the DK. Starting to pick up that pace.
I mean, you are just behind on BKB timing and auras, so maybe it's best not to try and defend these towers. You've already got Pipe and Mech soon to be Greaves. Now you've got the BKB on the SF. But Tundra looks like they want to go for the offlane tower and Roshan. See which one they go for first.
Still looking for a fight with the auras on Darkseer here. There's a pipe on the Tide, so your Sand King damage might be a little limited, but you do have a decent amount of overwhelming magic here if you get the good vacuum.
Dire scan up the high ground, so they know they can go up there with their smoke. Almost running into the SF.
I mean, you're not going to catch GPK. This guy knows.
You know, it's going to walk into him here.
Yeah, you're not going to ice path GP. Okay.
Yeah, but only because he allowed to.
Yeah, that was GPK allowing. He ice pathed himself there.
He was trying to bait you. Oh, hit him with the ice path, guys. Go in. Walk into their Ravage.
Well, this is your last tier 1. You got 1 fight out of all of your tier 1s mid, kind of. You got 1 kill out of 3 tier 1s. With a Tide Hunter lineup, I think that feels kind of sad. No ways around it.
I'll take your tribute.
Man, these two teams matched up against each other just create such a different Dota than we have seen for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening in this series. This is
I want to know what the other teams in the tournament that are still in here think what's going on in this.
I'm sure they're all pulling their hair out. Thumbs up.
Minimap replay. Thumbs up. All right. Let's see what thumbs up means.
I think that was it. I think that...
Oh. Thank you, production.
I think that was just thumbs up, you know?
Getting our steps.
Oh, big ol'. Ooh.
Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah.
Look at him go.
Look at him go. A whole lot of movement, and a whole lot of nothing. They literally just sweep through the entire map.
Kind of like that, though. It's like an ant colony or something.
you know, they pitched that, the reduction, they showed us that, and they're like, yeah, and they move it around, and they get these kills, they stack camps. I love the fact that first time we get to see it really in action. Ravage used with the Requiem, but he burrow struck out of the way, and it's still not enough. All the heals. Wait, Thompson, maybe he's good. He has Demonic Purge on him. They're trying to finish him off. They lost sight of him underneath the Sandstorm, and they can't get him. Meanwhile, they had the charge through. Nightfall pulled back into the wall. Rance is pushing forward. Epicenter back in. Thompson getting some revenge on GPK, not just for the lane, but that kill attempt that failed for BB Team. The team that takes the first step completely trips and falls on their face.
The auras came in big there, bailing that Sand King out, and what a clutch burrow strike from Thompson, man. He got that off almost frame perfect. He was stunned when he got that off, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
It's literally almost frame perfect here. You cannot ask for more from your mid laner baiting on the front line. It feels like the fight's already over at this point.
Yeah, I mean,
committed so much to bring him down. Didn't even get it. He goes back in with the epicenter. Backs off, doesn't die to the Death Requiem. The Ice Pass from Whitemon were absolutely on point there, and Tundra, one little play from this Sand King.
I mean, if you're going to do a one-man Ravage, one-man Requiem, and you don't even get that kill, you have 100% lost the fight.
This is my issue with the draft. Like, how many opportunities are you going to have to take this game over if you're BB team? I feel like your spells are too big, too long cooldown, too committal for what Tundra are presenting, which is a lineup with a lot of low cooldown spells and a Spirit Breaker who can disable you in your BKB, so you can't just always guarantee that one.
Kitefault's like, wait a minute, hey, he's still here.
I mean, you're falling behind now. This team fight's looking scarier and scarier as Thompson. He's hunting.
Thompson. Hits the burrow. Slows down Miro. Miro with the pipe, hoping he could survive, save. You could disrupt somebody, but there's 4 heroes. He disrupts his Tidehunter, and the Stomp will help clear a little bit of space, but with Pure and Whitemon still up, and 9 class waking back up, there's no escape. So Tundra, like, after this is what the panel was talking about, where if you slip up as BB team, you lose so much ground. They use their double ultimates, don't lose the fight, don't get any kill out of it, and now, while those ultimates are on cooldown, Tundra is just running you over.
They have definitely slipped up in this game. This was a game they needed to win lanes and snowball. That's how Gyrocopter kind of functions as a carry. You just haven't had any of it. And now you're just chasing a BKB timing that has left you a long time ago. Your Nightfall here.
I like the Silver Edge build-up for the Dragonites, so Miro's not going to be able to just exist on the front lines. That break mechanic will kick that to the curb.
And you're going to be scared to push out the lanes because you're just going to get hunted by the breaker.
Yeah.
You know, that 5-man clump is supposed to be the strong point of your lineup. You couldn't kill a single hero with all those ults. You are in trouble. Where is the scaling going to come from on this BB team lineup? Yasha Kaya just going with instant Requiem. That might help. Maybe prevent some of the BKBs going off here. I guess Shadow Demon can scale a little bit in this game. He's just so poor. Again, there's not much space to operate with, and Tundra are just jamming it in. Thompson instantly
Smoke breaks, finds Toronto, Tokyo. Miro blinks back and abandons his 5. And this will kind of be the MO for Tundra, perhaps for the rest of the game, which is kind of sweeping through these areas, collecting whatever kills they can. BB team is going to dodge fights until they try another round of Ravage Requiem.
Back into the Bloodstone Shivas goes Thompson. Scale continues here for Tundra as all 3 of their cores are powering to the later items. In fact, Shivas for Ramsey's almost done. This is a scary lineup to team fight here when your BKBs start to get low. So if you can't win these earlier fights when the durations are high, it just gets worse for you. And level 18 there for Pure. You'll get even more damage off the Dragon form.
Well, another Roshan. Tundra. He'll get this one for free, as I don't believe BB team got to play for it at all. And Tundra has very good vision behind that tier 2 mid where they saw some heroes anyway, so they know BB team isn't even in the neighborhood.
Well, you can give this to Thompson or Pure. Depends if you're planning to push the high ground. You probably give it to Pure. If you're maybe planning to just run around and take outnumbered fights, give it to the Sand King, but I feel Pure's probably going to take it. And he will. So the high ground is opened up now. I mean, the high ground defense for BB team is okay, I guess. You have some health spam, but there's no toss back or lasso mechanic to kind of threaten the guy hitting the tower. So I think Tundra are going to be pretty confident to let this Dragon Knight do his job and just siege some buildings here. Assuming he's high resources.
At the same time, there's no rush to doing these things, and they can also just wait until there's an eventual Spirit Breaker pickoff.
Yep. And every time there's not, you're just gaining net worth lead if BB team aren't doing anything.
Yeah, that is the problem with the Spirit Breaker and Nyx that we've seen a bit in this meta, is that some of these teams that are gonna clump up a bit more, play really defensively, they just end up losing so much map because they have to play even more grouped up, even more clumped. They go for a 5-man push out down mid, very blind, just point blank ravage Ramses. Hit him with the 1-man ravage Requiem.
Now that's one way to get the job done.
Yeah. And I guess they will take a bit of space during this death timer for
I don't even think Pure knows his offlaner just died. He had like 0 reaction.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, that's nice, man. I'm gonna go keep farming.
Okay, so presumably you have 3 minutes left on Aegis with no... Do you go high ground with that? Get the lanes back go for it?
I always think you can, but the right answer is probably always no. Again, I feel like you're comfortable with your scale here. Like, you get the Bloodstone on the Sand King, Shiva's on the Darkseer, another fighting item on this Dragon Knight. Are you falling behind in your relative power during that interval? Not really. You're pretty comfortable here. Still got some levels on the ultimates and some talents to get on that level 18 and 20 that are pretty close for a lot of these heroes.
Class searching behind the tier 2 tops and finds it. Got the jump on a GBK. He gets off his BKB, but now that BKB is on cooldown, especially with no Requiem and no Ravage, there's certainly no way that you could stop Pure taking this tier 2. Oh, Muro. Uh-oh. And that's just one of those random Spirit Breaker pickoffs that we're talking about. Because every once in a while, whether it's through a direct charge or a random charge like that, they're going to find a kill.
Dude, the damage from this Dragon Knight, it gets intense here, and the break is just going to slice and dice this Tidehunter. You are not a frontliner anymore. Pretty much only have one play on these fights if you're BB team, and that is blink, ravage somebody, and blow them up. And hope that goes well. Just throw everything on it. Another great charge coming through. Save is absolutely done here.
Dead.
Go high ground with this?
Yeah.
Old Aegis.
Got enough pickoffs at this point.
Don't have a wave bottom.
Yeah, that's a little awkward. Backdoor protection down?
Coming back up here. I guess Thompson doesn't care. Stalling up Scotty for the draw.
I mean, who cares? Who cares about going high ground? Just keep on sweeping back and forth and finding kills. Doesn't matter if you can't go high ground if you could just keep killing them over and over again. And that's what happens to Nightfall as he tries to farm Ancients on the other side of the map. But Pure and Night Class are so fast at moving. They're able to get there and just
other BKB charge.
Shake of the shtick there, Miro.
They just have such good lane wards bottom. There's no way to get out of this base right now. Gem is on the Jakiro as well, so you have no wards really on the map that do anything here if you're BB team. You just got to play for the high ground defense.
Well, Ravage and Requiem's back up. They got a minute left on the Aegis. Do not want to go on the Dragon Knight. Disruption plus Stomp. They could definitely do some good harassment here.
Still got Aegis for a minute.
Almost killing him. Miro, oh, he cannot afford to die here. Oh, the charge comes through and finishes him off. Now they're not going to be able to get that Ravage Requiem on the second life of Pure, which is what they were kind of hoping for. And he still has BKB to work with. Even without Dragon Form, he'll just chip away at this tier 3.
Yeah, no buyback on this Tidehunter. Gonna have to get the job done with the Gyro. BKB's at Stomp. Maybe afraid of the Requiem coming through.
Yeah, especially with the Gyro about to be back up. Scotty complete though, man. He's got some stats on him.
Another interesting pickup. Very good verse. The Gyro and the SF here. Makes you very tanky versus spell burst oriented lineup. Kind of like the idea.
What surge is this?
Well, Nightfall has had his Daedalus timing heavily delayed. Not looking good.
No, it's not, Austin. This game has not been looking good for a while for them. A lot has been delayed.
God, this series has been weird.
It has been a very strange series. Perhaps they know why. Perhaps it is just ex-teammate tension. Sometimes sneaks up on you.
The fear of elimination.
Bloodstone is now done for Thompson, so
I'll take that.
he had it last fight. He's fully capable of going in on his own.
Another 5-man smoke down mid from BB team.
Baiting the rune a little.
Oh, the charge is going to be really weird. It just runs through some of the smoke of BB team, and now they have been scouted. And
What do you do
Tundra,
now?
they are working their way over here now. High ground ward
They
is
see
what
Ramses?
BB team is trying to play for, and they spotted Ramses, couldn't get him.
I mean,
Back to
Tundra
the
know where
high
they are. Hey, this is a high ground. What? Oh, yeah, you got to get out with everybody here. Gonna give up your wards.
Yeah, that they double warded for a fight that they eventually abandoned. And Toronto Tokyo knows that he didn't have a TP, so I guess there was nothing else to do but just run into the jungle and die.
This is just gonna be a slow bleed out here for BB team after everything they've done to stay in this tournament and make this run. Are they gonna go out with a whimper? It's looking possible. Satanic for Nightfall, some Hopium there, I guess. You can survive on the front line a bit. No anti-heal mechanic. Should be guaranteed.
Yeah, they need somebody to be able to sit in the front lines because Miro can't do it. But it is going to be difficult when you have BKB's Spirit Breaker. Charge, Nether Strike.
Yeah, this Breaker's been farming a lot, by the way. And basically becoming a fourth core. Going to be incredibly obnoxious in the fight. That looks like AC for the Dragon Knight. On top of that, Shiva's on the Darkseer. Just stack the armor. Make it really difficult for this SF Gyro to pump out the damage. Maybe you even survive a combo at this point if you're pure. That's pretty terrifying for BB team.
Woo!
My patience is reward. My patience is reward.
Oh, see, you got him.
Goes bottom, gets that kill. Look at him, he's all over the map. There's nowhere safe.
And ice.
Man, Spirit Breaker is so fun to play in games like these. The enemy team is just huddled inside their base. You can farm every lane, every wave, while still being there for pickoffs and team fights.
Yeah, I'm still convinced this hero is kind of overpowered.
Yeah.
I don't know why we don't see him more. I swear Spearbreaker is the #1 hero with this situation of every time I see him, he owns, and then he's just unpicked like 70% of the games.
Yeah, I mean, Tundra and Entity were both kind of owning with this combination of Darkseer, Spirit Breaker. Maybe Tundra, maybe they lost a little faith in it after they lost to Liquid with the Spirit Breaker.
Yeah, his laning can be a little weak. High ground ward for
Team
Tundra.
Toronto Tokyo charging in, making himself the sacrificial lamb, opening up a Ravage that doesn't really hit much.
It
BKBs
all
from
win.
Tundra remain superior. Thompson, though, takes a lot of damage from GBK, and the shots from Nightfall add up a bit. Unfortunately, it's the Dragon Knight that's the bigger issue, and now the BKB is gone, and you have no Satanic, no lasting life for Nightfall.
Crit. Just chunked him down to size. I mean, I'm surprised BB team got anything out of that. Let's be real. They got some decent damage into Thompson there because he's the one without the big armor item. No Shivas on him, but you missed Ravage on everybody. Requiem did basically nothing. Just a disaster of a team fight into high ground ward, and it was ET on the front lines trying to bait out the jump so that he can buy back and rejoin that fight, but he can't get there. It's too far away. The damage is done. Almost nothing has gone right for BB team in this game 3. As Tundra are looking to close out the series.
Just like that. Bibbidi bobbidi. Your base is now Tundra's property. They're going to take 2 lanes barracks and might even push for a third and just see if BB team... There is Roshan to be taken, so Tundra don't have to keep this force. They are going to get a free kill on a Tidehunter, though. Not so free, actually. Okay, wow. Toronto Tokyo gets them on the Earth Splitter with Save adding up the damage. They do manage. I mean, there's some percentage-based damage.
That's a 2,000 gold kill right there.
I mean, they have this Disseminate with the Facet plus the Earth Splitter.
Yeah, you definitely have some ways to chunk some of his HP pool.
He did 2,283 damage from the Shadow Demon.
That's quite a lot.
Well, Save keeping him in the game, I guess. Big kill because now they can go out and take Roshan. BB team, Tundra, they're going to fight this one without their Dragonite?
That would be bold.
That was the anchor for their last team fight. Ramses gets a little bit close to the creep wave, but BB team don't have an immediate punish there.
That?
I don't know, man. That was.
How did he get away with that?
I think they just got so used to BB team doing jack all that, you know, they assumed that BB team wasn't going to go for Roche.
If he gets disrupted purge there, that's an awkward situation.
Yeah, then it's 3 versus 5. Yeah, they're giving up this Roche.
I guess he does have beacon.
Yeah,
well, never mind. Maybe he can't make that play. Yeah, Roche down. Aegis into the Gyrocopter's hands. Cheese into GPK's.
All right.
Breath of fresh air here.
Yeah, we've got a game on our hands. Might give enough time for the Aghanim Scepter to be picked up for GPK, which is obviously very big, especially with the level 20 talent. And again, the Elder Titan that can amp up that damage with natural order.
KB to keep this tide out of the base as GPK is getting gone on right now.
Oh no, GPK is going to go down without getting anything off at Nightfall. He just cannot do the damage. He needs his support to actually threaten the Dragonite, it seems, because he certainly cannot do it. And Miro will go back for him. They take an Aegis, and Tundra just say, okay, who cares? We're ending the game. No immediate jump. Starts hitting the building. It dies so fast.
It's gone.
Take the fight. Activated. It's gone. They're going to take the Megas here. Can BB team win the fight, though? The Bloodstone going up from Thompson. He's staying alive. The Requiem goes off on the Dragonite. They do manage to kill both. The Megas is achieved for Tundra, but BB team finally puts together. Oh, Ramses went back in, and they're actually going to try and buyback take this one with the beautiful Macro Pyre Ice Path on top of a vacuum that wipes them out, and GG is called. That is it. Tundra, a definitive blow that knocks out BB team of the tournament.
Pure gets his revenge when it matters most, as he has silenced the haters